Hi, sorry for the radio silence. Okay, let me know if you can see me. We're still having some issues, and I'm going to be using my phone. So when I'm chatting with you, I'm going to be looking to the side. But other than that, we should be able to carry on with our stream. Yeah. Sorry about that once again. The power went out, and upon rebooting it, the display totally changed. Mr. Cook for Fun came over to reset certain features, but I didn't quite get them all back, so I'll be chatting by looking this way, but that's okay. We're still here, so thank you for your patience. And to carry on with our jerk marinade, our major ingredients are Scotch bonnet, soy sauce, and a bit of acidity, and then everything else is fragrance. And you will notice that there are many variations of this recipe. And just from the strong smell of the Scotch bonnet peppers infused in the soy sauce, I already smell jerk chicken, and I haven't even started cooking. The fragrance hasn't been released from cooking it, and I can smell the jerk chicken. So Scotch bonnets are quite essential to the jerk marinade, but you could substitute with habanero or other chilies. Okay, and I added, and for acidity, I added some lime juice, and I added an apple cider substitute, which is kombucha tea. We make our own kombucha tea here. We have tons of it. We have, like, what I showed earlier on the stream was approximately 2 liters or 2 quarts of kombucha tea. We have, I think, 5 more quarts. I made my own, and then my husband thought he wanted to adjust the flavor a bit, so he made a bigger one. So we have a lot to go through, and I don't mind. I'm always a fan of using up ingredients we have. I don't mind using some of that. We're just not going to drink it all. And I'm going to adjust the webcam, because that should be showing the stovetop, so that we can switch to that later. Okay. Does it show? Okay, webcam. Property, okay. Now you can see it, okay. Good morning. Hi, Dre King. Should I put dashi in my ramen? And yes, you can. Dashi is a condiment. It adds flavor. It's not in the broth itself, but you can. It's a seasoning, and you can use that. Hello, Zurender. Both of you, hi Dre King 3 and Zurender, are new to me in the stream, so thank you so much. And hi, May, say hello. And I saw that you followed me yesterday before the show, so thanks for doing that. For those that just tuned in to our chat room, please let me know what country you're tuning in from. Oh, and those flags, they disappeared. Let me try to get them back on. Properties, and then okay. Oh, yes, they're back on. Yay. Okay, so we're almost back on. Oh, and I can see the chat on the computer screen, but I see your names. I don't see the text. I see like a white screen. How do I change that? Maybe if I do like a highlight. Oh, I'm gonna screw this. Oh, okay. So I did a select all to put a gray background against your white text. Okay, we have a number of viewers here from the US. We have a new viewer from Slovakia who recommended a national beloved dish of Slovakia, which is potato dumplings with Binz cheese, which is a cheese made out of a crumbly cheese made out of sheep's milk with bacon and potatoes. So that's always fun to share food on this channel. We are an international community, and we have fun trying and cooking new foods. Okay, so I'll carry on. So we got our 3 major flavors in our jerk marinade. Scotch bonnet, soy sauce, and some acidity, lime juice, and kombucha tea. So yes, M say hello. I actually used my kombucha tea. We had 2 of them. I'm not touching his because he's actually going to. He added a lot of tea bags to his. He's making it for his 2nd time. So I won't impact and I won't take the fun away from his project or rain on his parade. Okay, going to, and everything else apart from these 3 ingredients is there for flavoring. We often have garlic in it, okay, and onion, and that's common in a lot of marinades as well. Okay, a lot of sauces have onion and garlic in them. I'm omitting shallot because I don't have any, and shallot is kind of like a cross between onion and garlic anyways. So I just accommodated or compensated by adding extra garlic and extra onion. So I featured this last week. I have these onions that are sprouting, and onion sprouts taste like a lighter version of onion, and they are a very good substitute for green onion or spring onion. Yeah, so I don't throw these out, and they will be used as garnish later on. So I'm just going to clean these up. And everything is just going in our blender. Yeah, keeps it easy. This is actually a very easy marinade or easy dish to make. Everything goes in the blender, the meat gets marinated, and then you cook it. And I've prepped my meat a bit differently. For the chicken drumsticks, I debone them and I also deskin them. I am going to make schmaltz with the skin. Good morning. Oh, sorry. Because my chat screen on the computer is a little cut off. I thought there was a viewer from Switzerland that joined, but the name was cut. So, and now I see that. I'm up to date with my pleasantries. Yeah, it's important to keep the interaction going and not to ignore people. So I jumped the gun. I thought it was a new person, but it was a continuation of chat, which is good too. Yeah. So Mr. Cook for Fun's birthday is coming up. We are doing quite a bit of cooking this week. For this weekend, we're just doing this stream, which involves the jerk chicken, some schmaltz, and checking in on a ramen broth. Ramen broth takes 12 hours or more to properly complete. So that started yesterday, but I'm going to show it to you and finish it off today. Yeah. But I'm excited because a lot of ingredients in today's show are going to be used across the different dishes. Yeah. And so the chicken for today's jerk chicken that we're using are drumsticks. We debone them to make it more enjoyable to eat so that we don't have to worry about the bone when we're eating. And also our dog, Winston, the Boston Terrier, who is the mascot for our channel, he is on a raw diet. He eats the raw chicken bones. So if you're going to feed, and it's very good for him, If you're going to feed raw chicken to your dog, and you're going to feed the drumsticks contain this thin needle, like when you're chewing the meat off of your drumstick bone. There's this needle. You got to remove that because there's concern that the dog could choke on it. So that's one reason why we are deboning the chicken, because he can eat the bone. And we're taking the skin off because I want the skin to be crispy. You know, for me, the best part about crispy chicken is the skin. Like having KFC, if that's available in your local market, KFC, it's a major North American food chain of fried chicken, and the skin is battered and the chicken is deep fried to produce the really crispy and delicious skin. And if you want that taste without actually making the fried chicken, you know, getting your deep fryer out, coating it, doing all that fancy stuff to it, you can take the skin off and just work with the skin. You can season your skin and then fry that. Then you have the taste of the fried chicken with whatever you want. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so we have a question about what kind of ramen broth tastes better, pork or cow? I am more familiar with pork ramen broth. Nearly every ramen shop that I've been to in Japan, in Hong Kong, in Toronto, use a pork broth for ramen. I actually haven't seen beef broth featured in any ramen shop I've been there. But the definition, ramen in Asian character means pulled noodles. So pulled noodles. The word ra means pulled and the men means noodles. So the broth, I think the broth is up to the chef. There are ramen shops all over Japan, and the good ones that have a large crowd all the time are usually famous for the chef's creation. Most chefs have their own secret recipe that the customers return for. And people choose other ramen shops over others. Someone's favorite might not be someone else's favorite. It's not like outside of Japan where there might be just one ramen shop that everyone goes to. In Japan, there would be several that a lot of people like because the chef has made the broth his or her own style by combining different ingredients. I've watched documentaries on ramen, and I've also seen fish in some broth. I've typically seen pork used as a main ingredient, but I've seen fermented fish, bonito. The fish is called bonito, used as well. And so ramen broth on its own is a skill. Yeah. And Pisara asked, ramen is meat and noodle. So the word ramen is noodle, but the ramen dish, and thank you so much for the follow. I have to look. Blarena, thank you so much for joining Cook for Fun. Hope you enjoy our community. We're an international channel with viewers from different countries. The flags represent places where viewers have tuned in from. We still have to add Slovakia. We have a new viewer who joined today, and I think Thailand from last week. So there we go. Yeah. So ramen means pulled noodles, but people associate the dish ramen with being a pork noodle soup. It often the pork noodle soup is often topped with fatty pork, and often an egg, and often seaweed and green onions. But you can make it your own. There's often options in the restaurant to top it with other ingredients as well. Okay, so yeah, yep, that's a good explanation. Zurender, thank you for adding that. Bonito is dashi. Oh, okay. I have that in my fridge. Okay. Okay, well, thank you for clarifying that. Ah. Wow, hydrating 3. You have the Japanese characters there for ramen. Yes, in Chinese it's called ramen. And so my background is Chinese, and I have studied a bit of Chinese in Beijing back in 2009, and I did learn those characters. And so the la means pull, and the mian is noodles. And in Japanese, the L's are usually pronounced like in more of an R sound, so it's like ramen. So instead of like ramen. So, and there is a relationship between the Chinese language and the Japanese language. The Japanese language is derived from the Chinese language, so there are similarities culturally and linguistically. Hi, Kento456. Thanks so much for joining all the way from Singapore. It is, I think it's 11 p.m., 11:15ish p.m. there. Oh, awesome. So you moved into your new place, you're getting all set up, and you're watching from TV. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for tuning in again to our channel. And where you're from in Singapore, there's quite a good fusion of different foods, and you probably, we're talking about ramen, but I'm actually cooking, and I am going to refer to ramen later on in the stream. I've been simmering a broth since yesterday for at least 8 hours, so we will be bringing that out. But right now we're working on the jerk chicken marinade, a really nice Caribbean dish. Yeah, it smells good. The Scotch bonnets, which are a very, very spicy pepper, infused in our soy sauce and lime juice and kombucha tea, which is a apple cider vinegar substitute. Okay, so I've cleaned up these onions. I'm gonna keep these sprouts aside for garnishing. I'm going to admit, for the social eating part of the show, I'm only going to cook a small portion of the chicken, and I'm going to let the rest marinate overnight because it's recommended to do that. But sometimes we have to tweak our show a bit to ensure that we can cover more content. So, and I've done that before. Make the marinade and cook the food right away without letting it marinate for several hours or overnight. So that's all going. It's a little bit stuffy in there, but I think the only extra thing that's going in that will take up room is ginger, and everything else is in powder form. Oh, well, good. Congratulations, Kent0456. You're going to start cooking on your own. It'll be a lot of fun. And a lot of people in your where you're living now could probably be of help. I find that when you move to another country and you meet local friends and you let them know that, and they know that you're from a different country, usually people, the locals are very welcoming and like to help help you get comfortable and familiar with their country and introduce you to new foods and then teach you new things. So you should make it known that you want to eat their food, you want to try making it, and I'm sure you'll be received with good responses. You're making pasta. Okay, and are you making the noodles from scratch, or you had to go to an international grocery store to buy your pasta sauce and pasta noodle? But you can also make a fusion too. You can try a curry pasta. In Singapore, they're known for their coconut-based curries. You can try to do a bit of fusion. That'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit of ginger. It's not in all recipes. Some jerk chicken recipes call for ginger. They don't all, but I like the taste of ginger. It gives a nice kick to it. It's not in this recipe that we're using, but I've seen it in other recipes, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to use about a 1-inch thumb. Yeah, and peel it and put that in. This marinade has a lot of fragrance to it. Yeah. The garlic and the ginger have very strong smells and flavors, and so does the onion. Okay. And before that goes into the blender, I'll just give it a rough chop. We don't want to ruin the blades of our little small blender. You can see it. Yeah, okay. And another major ingredient in jerk marinade is thyme. And we froze this. We simply just, we just don't use an entire package of thyme every time we cook, and the plant is perishable, so we freeze it. Yeah. I'm gonna put some leaves that came loose from the branches. That's going straight into the marinade. Yeah. Removing the leaves from the branches is quite tricky. And so sometimes we just put the entire branch in, because there's a lot of flavor there too. It doesn't impact it, but I'll try my best. I'll grab a couple of twigs. And I'm just eyeballing it. I haven't measured it out. Yeah. It's got a nice earthy smell too. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I can pick these off. If I can't, I'll stick the branches right in. I'll try my best. Okay, I'll go back to my chat screen. And we're making a 3-pound batch of jerk chicken. Slightly less than 3 pounds because we deboned all the chicken. So I'm going to estimate that the bones weigh about 1 pound, so 2 pounds of chicken. And we're going to freeze whatever we don't eat. We quite like having frozen jerk chicken in the freezer to use and eat with anything. It goes very well in wraps. You can have a jerk chicken sandwich. It's spicy. It pairs well with any carb. Any carb that can neutralize the heat. Pairs really well. And we also had jerk chicken with fried rice a couple weeks ago, and that was so good. It just added a lot of flavor to the fried rice. So we quite like having this in the freezer. I mean, the only, I guess, downfall to making this is when using drumsticks is the deboning of the chicken. But you don't have to. We just like to debone the chicken because the dog eats the bones. But you don't have to. You could cook it bone on. In fact, this recipe calls for using whole chickens. Jerk chicken, yes. Say hello. Jerk chicken rice is really good. And it's often served in the Caribbean with peas. Yeah. Or beans. So the rice would have beans in it, or peas. Yeah, really, really hearty. The jerk chicken is very spicy, but it's spicy in a good way. It's spicy and packed with lots of flavor. It's just so good. When I was living in Hong Kong, the foods that I missed in Toronto were Jamaican patty and jerk chicken. Yeah, Jamaican patty. I missed that more because jerk chicken's not too hard to make. Although finding Scotch bonnet peppers in Asia isn't easy, but you can grow them too. I guess you can somehow bring dried seeds over. You can grow them. It's not hard to grow chili peppers, but I didn't know how to make Jamaican patties. Those are so good. But I'm going to try that in a future stream. I've been experimenting, and I think I know what I need to add to get the flavor spot on. I think the secret is to add a bit of chicken stock powder. I think the sodium content of that helps it, or the MSG, the monosodium glutamate, helps with that. Okay, so, and the rest of the ingredients are in powder form. I don't have a fresh nutmeg, so I'm using powdered nutmeg. I just need about a teaspoon. I'm eyeing it with this tablespoon. A tablespoon is slightly over 2 teaspoons, so I'm just gonna get like 40% of this. And it doesn't matter if I'm not exact. That's nutmeg. Okay. And allspice. I've yet to try fresh nutmeg and fresh allspice berries. Okay, allspice requires 1 tablespoon. That's quite a bit. So that is a major ingredient. 1 tablespoon is quite a bit. Okay. I know that there's a lag between my chat because my screen and I can do that again. Select all, command all to highlight. Okay. We're back. Okay. Poblano for my name. Okay. Poblano. I haven't tried that pepper. What pepper? Poblano. Let me think. I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen them fresh in the supermarket, poblanos. And they're larger. Usually larger peppers are less spicy. And the small peppers are very spicy, like Thai chilies, like Scotch bonnets, ghost peppers. They tend to be smaller peppers tend to be spicy. And poblanos that I've seen in the supermarket are not small, so maybe they're just lower on the Scoville heat scale. Okay. Oh, so okay. I'm interested. What kind of foods do you cook for game nights? I want to go watch a game with you and try some of your cooking. It's always fun to have a reason to cook, but that sounds really festive to have your tradition of cooking something spicy for game night. And I suppose that you're using poblano to accommodate some of your guests or the people that you're sharing or eating your food with. Okay. And five spice. You can actually look it up. I know that there's cinnamon, clove, and ginger in there. There's 2 more. I'm not sure what they are, but it's a well-known Chinese spice. Yeah, so we've got lots of fragrance going on here. Wow. Okay. I haven't even added salt because we have so much soy sauce in it. I'm going to check if anything's missing because there's just a lot of ingredients in here. Okay, I'm going to add some chili oil. I probably don't have to with the Scotch bonnet, but I want that oily, I want a bit of that oil texture in there for moisture. Yeah. Okay, so okay. So poblanos are mild in the middle of the road. Are they spicier than jalapenos? Yeah, I find jalapenos not very spicy, and I think that's why jalapeno poppers are a snack food that you can just eat the pepper on its own after it's been deseeded and stuffed with cheese. Dairy is a good neutralizer for spicy food. So when something is really, really spicy and your mouth is on fire, pretty much, you can get some bread, you can get some yogurt or milk, and that will help neutralize the heat. Okay, so I've got a bunch of ingredients here. If I were to recap, the common ingredients are soy sauce, Scotch bonnets, and the lime juice. I added a bit of kombucha as a substitute for apple cider vinegar. There's also a significant amount of allspice powder and 5-spice powder. There's garlic, ginger, onion, thyme. There's quite a bit of thyme. Okay, so poblanos are even lighter than jalapenos. Anaheims. Okay, I haven't tried Anaheims, but do Anaheims hail from Anaheim, California, where Disney World is located? I think Florida is Disneyland and California is Disney World. Interesting. Okay. Oh, it even calls for black pepper. I'm just going to put a bit more, but we have a lot of heat in here. I added chili oil to it. The recipe called for olive oil. I put chili oil instead. This 5-spice powder is quite harsh. It does have quite a bit of cinnamon. Yes, it does. Other recipes for jerk chicken contain cinnamon. I was going to grab it, but since this recipe called for 5-spice, I switched it up. Okay, but Anaheims. Well, I know that peppers, they flourish in California because the sriracha factory is located in California. In fact, they make an ample amount of sriracha in that factory that neighbors had to complain about the smell. That whole town smells like sriracha. So they flourish. The peppers definitely flourish in California. And a few weeks ago when I cooked a Mexican soup called menudo, I used California peppers. I don't even know if that's the real name, but I used California peppers. So it's possible that peppers grow in abundance in California, or the climate conditions allow for the growth of peppers. Okay, we're going to blend this up. It's going to be loud. And then we're going to move on to the stove area. We're going to marinate this first, but yeah. So it's going to be loud for a second. You need to move. Okay. I'm using a magic bullet, or you can use a regular food processor, or if you don't have access to a blender, you can hand dice everything, okay? And, oh, where did it go? That was loud. All the Tupperware. You can also use a mortar and pestle. Okay. So you can hand dice everything and use a mortar and pestle. And you will get a marinade that is coarse. It might not be completely liquefied, but that's okay. It'll be rustic. There'll be more texture. So there's no right or wrong. I'm sure back in the day, people didn't have food processors, and that's how they did it. They did it by hand, and they used tools, hand tools. Okay, it's gonna be loud. Here's my warning. It's not even plugged in. Oh, God. Let's take it. So everything is blended up, and I like how dark soy sauce was used in this recipe. I like that rich dark color that I often find when I buy jerk chicken from a shop or a restaurant. The color really makes it look appetizing, but it tastes the same as using regular soy sauce. Okay, I'll get the chicken out, and I do have to do a bit of chicken prep. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So 3 pounds of chicken drumsticks deboned and deskinned yields about this much. So that doesn't actually look like 2 pounds, maybe just under 2 pounds. The bone content takes up a lot of volume and weight. And I have a couple of drumsticks that I didn't touch just to demonstrate on the show. Yeah, so I'm going to firstly pour this marinade into this Tupperware. I hope it doesn't stain it. That's okay. I'm gonna taste it first. So nothing is raw in here, so I can taste it. Grab a chopstick. And my eyes are running because the peppers are releasing whatever it is that makes it spicy. It's releasing, I guess, peppery gases, and it's also the raw onion too. It's gonna be really spicy. It's good. It's good. Wow. Oh yeah. And there's no reason for it not to be good because we only use delicious ingredients in making this. So when you cook at home, you can control your ingredients. You can add more of the ingredients you like. The recipe called for only 2 cloves of garlic, which is very low, but you can never have enough garlic, and it never hurts to add more garlic. And we've got a lot of strong flavors going on in here. As you mentioned, the 5 spice is quite strong with a lot of cinnamon. There's a full tablespoon of allspice powder. Yep. And it's actually on the heat scale, it's not too hot. I selected 2 small Scotch bonnets, so I think that's good. 2 small Scotch bonnets. Oh, don't be jealous. You saw me make it in front of you. It wasn't hard at all. And you know what? You can probably incorporate a jerk dish for game night, like in the future. Like maybe jerk wings. Wings are really popular for game night. Okay, I'm gonna scrape the rest of this. Don't worry, I don't waste. Even a jerk dipping sauce, if you want to have chips with all kinds of dip, you can have your baked nachos for game night, or you can have chips. And you can make all kinds of dips, like pico de gallo, a sour cream. I once featured in, I think in either December or January, a show where I made pierogies. And I had the classic yogurt or sour cream dip that you use to dip pierogies. So pierogies are potato dumplings from the Eastern European culture. They remind me of the brinza haluski that one of our viewers from Slovakia posted earlier today. Their national dish in Slovakia, pierogies. And they're potato dumplings cooked with cheese and onion and bacon. And so instead of just dipping them in sour cream, I dip them in pico de gallo. I dip them in this spicy pork Chinese sauce used for tofu. I dip them in I think a vinaigrette dressing that I made. It is very possible and doable to to marry your foods among different cultures, or to have fusion foods, or to cook cross-culturally. Okay, so High Drinking 3 is recommending to add cinnamon with anise powder and it'll taste like 5 spice. Okay, I wasn't aware of that tip. Hi there, Creepin'. Welcome to our channel. Let us know what country you're tuning in from. We're an international community and we like to share ideas about food. Yeah. This is not pico de gallo, but I made that. I made that on my New Year's Eve show, which is featured on YouTube. I'm having trouble uploading my past videos. So after this show, what might happen is that there will be a question mark icon for today's stream after I'm done. But then it will eventually disappear and it won't upload. So I had this issue all of last weekend. So if anyone knows how that could be fixed, let me know. It's a little bit annoying. It's showing that I don't have any videos and I have quite a few. Okay, so deboning the chicken. I seldom see this in the recipes. I don't think a lot of people debone their chicken drumsticks. It's tedious to do it, but my mom has always been doing this, and she's not intimidated by it. I think she goes straight to the meaty part, but I don't know if I'm going to do it her way. And she just cuts it. Oh, thank you, Kent0456. Death Leader. So I have my Twitch setting on automatically archive so that I don't have to do anything. Like after the stream is over, it should appear, today's stream should appear under videos on my channel. And usually that works. But what will happen today after the show, if it's not fixed, is that it will appear, the video will appear under videos, but it won't be viewable. There will be a question mark on the screen, and and let's just say the stream is a couple hours. So it probably won't be because we're already in 1.5 hours, but let's say it's a couple hours. The time for the archive stream will reflect more than 2 hours. It's almost as if the video thinks that it's still streaming when I know that I've definitely stopped. I'm not live anymore. I've turned I've actively turned off the stream. And the counter for the time will keep going up. So if I were to check the videos tab 8 hours later, it will show the 2 hours plus the 8 hours. And that's not possible because I'm not live. So I don't know what happened. And I've checked Reddit. I don't think anyone has encountered this. So I think it's a problem on my end, but I don't know what it is. Okay. So I've actually deboned this. Not bad. Yeah. But it's very tedious to do this. And I'm going to take the skin off. I've got some thyme leaves on it, but that's okay. The recipe has it, so it doesn't bother the flavor. Oh, why did I close this? Okay, Creepin', you've seen that issue before. Okay. Death Vader, I didn't know you were a streamer. Yeah, I'll check out you mentioned you streamed before a game, but it wasn't something you did regularly. So I'll check out, if you've been doing it more, I'll check it out. Okay, Death Vader, I didn't know, is there a way, do you have to manually upload your videos to YouTube, or does it happen automatically? So when I use the MacBook to upload, it often doesn't work. The Mac keeps sleeping even when I've set it to not go to sleep. Yeah, but thanks for sharing, because I can look into all these other methods. If I can get it onto YouTube, then that's fine too. But I don't have last weekend's streams uploaded. I have them on the computer, I think. They shouldn't have, I don't think they deleted. Wow, Creepin', are you a streamer as well? 72 hours. Oh boy, how many days is that? That's 3 days. Go to connections and export archives in the YouTube. Okay, I should try that. Okay. Yeah, maybe for the next stream, so that I can make sure that everything is set up before I actually start the stream. Okay, rather than archiving it to Twitch, have it automatically archived to YouTube. Okay, hopefully I can find success in doing that. Yeah. I tried doing a dual stream on both Twitch and YouTube. So I'm using the software OBS, and OBS allows for streaming across multiple platforms. And the way YouTube is set up is quite different from Twitch. Like in Twitch, we have categories. We have a food category, and people who want to find streams in certain categories can find this channel, but it's not the same for YouTube. It's almost like people have to know about this stream in order to find. I don't really get random viewers or new viewers tuning in on YouTube, so we stopped that. But if any of you have found success in dual streaming on YouTube, let me know. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for that comment, Creepin'. I'm not the only one. And then there's a problem. Maybe it's a problem with my program or my computer. Yeah, but it's not a problem that everyone has, so it should be fixable. Yeah, so it's quite tedious to debone. I just wanted to show a couple of drumsticks deboned on the stream, but if you don't mind, and if you have a dog, a pet that eats raw food, like I do, the bone is very good for the dog, and it's fresh. Yeah, so, okay. Because I don't eat the bone, and I'm not using it for a broth, so, okay, so that goes in there. Ugh. I've got raw stuff on my hands, the raw juices. Okay. The jerk sauce smells really, really good. It's not hard to make at all. Yeah. And you don't have to make jerk chicken. You can make jerk pork. Pork loin often comes boneless. Oxtail or beef. You can do jerk vegetables or jerk tofu if you're a vegetarian. Yeah, so let me wash my hands. Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm not covered. Usually I'm covered by the webcam, so you can see me washing my hands. And momentarily, I'm going to switch the camera to the stovetop area as my main camera so that you can see us making schmaltz while the chicken is marinating. I'll have to give that a nice stir. The marinade isn't coating the chicken yet. Okay. I'm gonna have to use a cutting board. So clean this with detergent. Usually I'm not doing that much washing on the stream. Okay. A wipe down. I'm going to mix the marinade into the chicken and then start making schmaltz and use chopsticks. It's easier for me. And I'm going to attempt crispy pork skin, although that's rather difficult to use. Ding dong. It's likely my parents. They live down the street, so after my streams, I phone them up and say, "Are you hungry? I've got some food." So that's my mom, and she said, "Good morning" to my husband. "I want to see you like me." And my husband said, "She's on her show." So maybe she'll come over and you'll see her. Maybe, or maybe she'll fix her hair before she comes on. Yeah. She likes the idea of streaming. She thinks it's very neat. So that's quite a lot of marinade. Look at that. It's really, really coated. So before eating this, I'll definitely need to pair it with rice. I probably won't because I don't have any made yet, but I'll have a few pieces. Yeah, it's quite a, but I like it. I like more marinated. I like more marinade. Oh, okay. Yes, so Death Theater had a comment. I actually could turn off the webcam. When I'm not using it, I could. I am going to use it shortly, but I could actually. So I'll remember that for next time. I mean, it keeps the display less cluttery that way. I mean, the easiest way is to unplug it, which I can do, but I'm going to use it soon. Okay, let me just do it. It's not a big deal to put it back on again. So there you go. Yeah, the webcam is off now. Although I still see it. Oh, it's there, but it's static. Very funny. Okay, there you go. Okay. There. Less cluttery on the screen. Oh my gosh. Marianne. How do you say that? Marianne. I can't say that. Marinade. So you mentioned that it looks yummy. Thanks for the comment. One trick is that I use dark soy sauce. Just by having the darker color, it looks richer. So that's a really good tip. Using dark soy sauce. Without dark soy sauce, it'll just look more beigey. Yeah. And my phone chat is behind. Let me do a select all so that or a command with the MacBook, it's different. Okay. So hydrating. I actually lived with my parents well past 24, so there's no I don't see a I don't see an issue with that. And also, in certain cultures, people live with their parents for as long as they can. In Asia, they do. It's not abnormal to do that. It's not abnormal to also live live with your parents forever. Like, it's not. There are lots of families, multi-generational families. Does that make sense? There are lots of homes that are resided by multiple generations of the same family. I'm sure there's an easier way to say that, but that's not uncommon in the Asian culture, because there are very practical reasons for that. When the children are young, the parents take care of them, and when the children become adults and they're older, they need to take care of their parents. Like, the needs will change. Chores are harder to do. There might be medical needs. So it's an Asian concept called filial piety, where the kids start to take care of their parents, people in the older generation. And I find that when the children have their kids, so there's grandchildren added to the family, the grandparents love taking care of the children, and then the kids who are adults now, they're working, and they can't, and they often can't take care of their children all the time. Like, it helps. So there are benefits of having multiple generations living under the same roof. Yeah. And it's also less sad for the grandparents. I think it's really, really sad. Isolation of the elderly is really, really sad. So anyways. Okay. I'm just catching her. Okay. Enjoy the outdoors, Death Later. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for being a moderator and volunteering. We look forward to seeing you in the next show. Enjoy that sunshine. Wow, we've got a lot of emotes. What's that? It's not very clear on my screen. Hi, Chef John Reed. You must have finished your stream. Welcome back to our show. And hi, Al Maria. Thanks for tuning in. What country are you tuning in from? We're an international community, and the flags represent countries of where viewers have tuned in from since our show started in December. And Juan Madel 8, thanks so much. Oh, is this a raid? As long as your viewers show our channel some love and show us support. Okay. So for those of you who have just tuned in, we're an international food community, and our focus is on home cooking, and we take viewers' requests, and we're often exploring foods from different cultures and combining cuisines from different culture. Hi, Ezra15. Okay, well, enjoy your emoting. So we have our jerk chicken marinating. I'm just gonna stick that in the fridge. It's supposed to marinate overnight. For the purpose of our mukbang, our social eating, I'll cook a small serving, but I'll let the rest marinate overnight for maximum flavor. Okay, and now we're going to start our schmaltz. So we're making two kinds of schmaltz. We're doing the chicken skin schmaltz. Okay, I better take that drumstick out. Put that in the fridge. Hi, thanks so much for the follow, Juan Mata. So there are benefits to rating too, right? Okay. All of you missed the, oh, hi, Gani. How are you? It's been a while. One of our viewers from Singapore might still be on, but I know it's very late for you in Indonesia. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is midnight for you. It's already Sunday for you. So thanks for tuning in. We last spoke about kimchi, and you were commenting about the umami. So we might have some umami going on in this ramen broth that comes after this schmaltz, so stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for the follow, Ezra. Yeah, thanks for supporting Cook for Fun, and I hope you enjoy our show. There's a bunch of new viewers here from the Chef John Reed show, so thanks for bringing that over. Okay, so you were there, Gani. You were there when we were making Thai noodles and the beef noodles. Okay. Oh, missing. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put these bones in the fridge. They're for the dog, if you're wondering. The chicken drumstick bones. He's on a raw diet, and the bones are good for him. Hi, Blue Bite! Okay. Thanks for returning to our show, Blue Bite. Okay, so I'm going to prep the. Thanks so much for the follow, Eddie-san. Yep, and please let us know what country you're tuning in from. We're an international community. I sound like a broken record to the other viewers, but the flags above my head represent countries that viewers have been tuning in from since our show started in December, and we're an international community, and we like to share cooking ideas. So I'm making two types of schmaltz. I'm making chicken skin schmaltz, which is a Jewish snack. That will help give you, I will fry them, and that will give you a crispy skin, the best part of fried chicken. And you can do that without having a deep fry or actually preparing the entire chicken. You can just isolate the skin itself and enjoy that as a crispy chip with any of the dishes that you're eating. I didn't want to keep the skin on the jerk chicken because I knew that it would just turn soft and have no personality. Thanks so much for the follow. I can't read that. Is that cat something? Thanks so much for tuning in and for your support. Thought that crisping up the skin would give it more personality. Wow, thanks so much for the follow. Almaria. Belgium. Okay, we have so we have to add Slovakia, Belgium, and Thailand up there. Awesome. Okay, so I was talking about chicken skin. I have here pork hock skin. I'm going to get them as dry as I can. I don't know how successful I will be at getting the pork skin to crisp up. Usually that requires salting it, drying it and salting it overnight. For this stream, we're going to work with the time that we have. That's not always a bad thing. The marinated jerk chicken should still be fine even though it's not marinating overnight. I often do that, like after coming home from work, prepare everything and just start cooking it without having the marinate soak for long. Sometimes you just have to do that. Yeah, it's better to marinate your foods for a longer time, but you don't always have that opportunity. Oh, am I missing the Indonesian flag? I did. You know what? Let me shift that over. Maybe it's just not. It's off the screen because Is it there? Is it not there? Uh-oh. Okay. I'm so sorry because I put it down in my notes to get that up there, and I apologize that it's not reflecting up there. And you've been a viewer for quite some time, so I'm really, really sorry about that. Jerk chicken in the flag. Did I? I contaminated the flags. Oh, thank you, Blue Bite. So there was a raid from Chef John Reed's stream, and his viewers came over, so that boosted the viewership number. I'm not upset. Usually people are upset with raids, but this worked out, and I gained some followers, so thank you so much for your support. And yeah, and I have been on Chef John Reed's show as a viewer, and I really enjoy watching his show. To the other viewers there, you can check out his show too. He streams a lot more than I do. And yeah, he cooks fine dining food and comfort foods as well. Fine dining. I'm all about keeping it rustic, keeping it real, keeping it at home, keeping it cheap and cheerful. As you notice, I salvaged the chicken bones for my dog. Yeah, so we practice sustainability here. And I think that I have no shame in doing that. I think it's good to try to save, and that's why I cook. Cooking helps you save money, and you can enjoy it. You can make it a fun activity too. Cooking doesn't have to seem like a chore or something difficult to do. You can make it fun, and that's what we try to do in this kitchen. So, no, hurry up. Oh, okay, we've got a moderator warning. Thanks so much, Pisara. Blue Bite, I'll try to hurry up. Sonic, okay. I have a Boston Terrier dog, Ezra, and he's the mascot for our show. So on our channel, you don't see my face, or you see our dog, and our emote is BBTV Winston and the number 2. That will show our dog emote, which is a custom emote. If you type that in, BBTV Winston number 2. We also have a cleaver emote because the cleaver is my tool of choice on this show, and I get asked a lot of questions about it. So maybe we'll raid Chef John Reed's channel with a cleaver. Chop, 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 chop. No, I won't do that. It's actually in the rules, the Twitch rules, that you shouldn't be doing that. Don't worry, I'm not hurt by it. But yeah, so I just, because Twitch people, they watch our shows. I don't know if they watch them all. I think they do like selective random audits, but yeah. So is it showing up? Oh, okay, there you go. That's Winston. He's a Boston Terrier, and he often makes cameo appearances on the show. Once the food starts cooking and smelling really good and smelling up this kitchen in a good way, you'll probably hear his footprints or his paw prints or his paw steps, whatever. You'll hear the sounds of his paws, and I can pick him up and let him say hi to you. So I'm going to, what I have here are pork hock skins, Okay, I took this out of our ramen broth, which is coming out later, don't worry. And I'm going to dry them as much as I can. They should actually be dried, coated with salt, and put in the fridge overnight to promote drying. But you know, we're gonna do what we can for the purpose of this show. Because they were soaking and drowning in ramen broth overnight. So I couldn't multitask with them overnight, but we're gonna make this work. I'm going to manually dry them. I might put a bit of salt, but yeah, I can put a bit of salt. That'll be fine. I don't know where my salt pig is. Oh, there it is. Okay. We'll see you later, John. I know you have to clean. Thanks so much, Chef John Reed. Yeah. I caught a glimpse of your show while I was working. Yeah. Sometimes you stream on the weekdays as well, but I can't do that for too long in case someone walks past my desk and notices I'm not working and I'm watching a stream. Oh! Wow, we have a Bloodhawk. Welcome to the show, DJ Bloodhawk. Let us know what country you're tuning in from. Okay, where's the songs? Yeah, I have to get on that. I have to find some songs that don't require a license to play and get it on. Yeah. Yeah, but we have plenty of music playing in in this chat room. Silent music. It's very active, which is nice. I'm drying this as much as I can. There's actually like some gluten coming out, gelatin coming out, which is perfect for the broth. Wow. Okay. I don't know how dry that is. Okay, you're from California. Welcome to our show. Okay. So let's take everything to the stove top. I'm going to put my webcam back on. I was recommended to take it off since I'm not using it for now, but I'm putting it back on. Let me go to properties. Okay, turn it on. Oh, it's on, okay. And I'll switch to there. I'm smaller now. I don't have songs featured on this show, unfortunately. I've been slow on figuring this out. And I appreciate you for your patience and tuning in, even though there's no music that everyone wants to hear. Okay. So schmaltz, what is schmaltz? It's a classic Jewish appetizer comprised of mainly fried chicken skin, which is the delicious part of fried chicken. And it's often combined with onions and salt and pepper, but I'm going to keep it plain because we're pairing this with a very strong, flavorful jerk chicken. So this will simply accompany the chicken dish as a chip, as a like crispy chip to go with the chicken. So I'm simply going to, okay, I can dump the whole thing in. This is all chicken skin. It's like 3 pounds of chicken. Thank you so much, Kent0456. Thanks for tuning in all the way from Singapore. And we look forward to seeing you next time, and enjoy your new TV computer monitor screen. Yeah, and if you get any, if you find out about any good cooking ideas from your your new friends and co-workers in Singapore, please do share, because that is a country known for lots of fusion cooking, lots of cross-cultural cooking there. So I'm going to give you some homework. You can ask some of your friends and colleagues, and I'm bringing the mic over. I'm sure I'm loud enough. I talk loud, but I'm bringing it closer. I'm going to put that on medium just to practice safety. It's going to take a while to spread these out. And how's the view? Okay, you can see. That's good. Okay. It's really weird how you can see like the rest of me without my head. I kind of don't like that. I kind of want my body to be chopped off. But we have the webcam resting on top of the refrigerator. I don't think we can zoom it, so you can see me. Okay, so questions about music. Okay, I will try to get music on this show. I know we get that request every now and then. I need to find music that I can use without getting in trouble. I think people use SoundCloud to get their music for their streams. Thanks, DJ Bloodhog. Yes, it's a lot of fun to know that people from all over are part of this community. People tuning in from different time zones, different climates, different countries, with different cultural backgrounds, all sharing. We're all present together in the same room. I mean, not at the same time all the time, but it's a lot of fun. And I've got a lot of inspiration from viewers. I made stuff that I've never made before. So we featured a Swiss nut tart for our 100th viewer celebration, and that was fun. It was a walnut tart. We made a Mexican menudo soup. Schnitzel, that was so popular. Yeah. We always have good ideas on this show, and we try to mix it up too. So the chicken skin is for making Jewish schmaltz. The pork skin is for making a Filipino dish. I better turn the fan on. I'll turn to low, just to prevent the fire alarm from going off. And in the Philippines, there's a dish called lechon, which is a crispy pork skin, a roasted pork recipe with crispy skin. But I'm doing it differently, and I posted the recipe too. If you hit !! recipe, you'll get that. Yes, I cook with chopsticks. Yes. It's my tool of choice. I grew up using chopsticks, and same with the Asian cleaver. Everyone cooks food their own way. Yeah. So this doesn't look very beautiful. It's just gonna fry there for a while. And then I'll bring out the ramen broth. Okay, so it's not that pretty, but it will start to become golden, and there'll be more appetizing then. It's all about the color, right? When the jerk chicken, when you saw that really dark brown color, it instantly looked more appetizing. So that's a good trick. Use dark soy sauce in addition to regular soy sauce, and this will turn brown. So I have it on like a medium heat. And I'm going to get our ramen broth. I actually have that cooling down in the garage. And I'm going to scrape off the fat off the top and strain it. So I'll be back. I'll be back in one moment. Okay, be right back. So here's our ramen broth. I wonder if you can see it. Yeah, okay. I'll put it here. You can sort of see it there. It's covered by there. Yeah, you can see it. Sort of. Okay, right here. Okay. And I did scoop a lot of the fat out, but I'll try to get even more. And I'll strain this. And I'll tell you what I did to make this. And I'm right beside the mic, so it's going to be really loud. I might actually move this over. This is actually boring to look at, the schmaltz. Okay, let's do it. Move this over. It's really hot though, so I gotta be careful. Turn this off so you can see it a bit more. Okay. I'm going to strain it with a strainer and cheesecloth as well. My cheesecloth is yellowish because I once made a soup with turmeric and that totally dyed the cheesecloth. Or you know what, I'm gonna strain it with a mesh, then strain it again with a cheesecloth. So I'll get the majority of the stock out, but what I did in making this, so here's a super large pair of chopsticks for you. Okay, so since yesterday at about 9 p.m. I started this broth by firstly parboiling, wow, parboiling pork hock, which are also known as pork trotters, or just the parts right above the foot, like the ankles, okay, the pork knuckles. Yeah, they're also known as pork knuckles. Yeah, so I'm gonna just scoop these, I'm gonna take these, oh, it's like sizzling. Take them out manually. And I also put a turkey carcass in there because I had leftover a turkey. I ate turkey last month, and I put the carcass in the freezer so that I can use it to make soup. So in the recipe that I posted, the ramen broth calls for pork hock, and the skins are there. The skins are there, yeah, for the pork hock. Oh, here's a pork skin, so I can put that right on. Okay. The recipe calls for boiling pork hock and chicken carcass. I used turkey carcass because I had that. Okay. cayenne. I'll look that up. Grains are nutritious. They are. I haven't tried it in a long time. I have tried it before, but a lot of internal organs in animals are very nutritious. Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. Well, in this kitchen, we don't have any restrictions on pork. So we're okay with eating that there. But if you do have a restriction, then you wouldn't have the pork broth going at the same time. You won't have the lechon pork. Yeah. But I do realize that some people have dietary restrictions. Yeah. I might not get all of the meat out, and I can always sort through it later. But I wanted to get out any big pieces of pork out. But this is definitely going to be very, very tasty and flavorful. It was simmering overnight for a good 8 to 10 hours. And the pork hocks are lovely to make broth with because the bone marrow will come out. And you'll get a nice gelatin texture for the soup. We do a lot of cross-cultural cooking here. Yeah, but if anytime there is a food restriction, then you have to adapt it to your own. Yeah. So if someone can't eat pork, we simply wouldn't have ramen. And we're doing a lot of cooking today, as the Cook for Fun moderator is having a birthday coming week, so this is a birthday weekend, and for dinner we're having the ramen. Okay. And sometimes when you cook for fun and you cook at home, you get to put together the dishes you want. You don't have to have a theme. So we often do a lot of cross-cultural cooking. We don't typically have food from one culture only. We're always mixing it up here. Yeah. That keeps it interesting, international, and we get to pick the best from our from the foods that we like. Okay, so I'm going to strain this, and we should have a nice broth. We'll strain it firstly through the mesh, and then with the cheesecloth. Yeah, okay, that's looking good. Ah, okay. Oh, well, thank you, Pisara, for moderating. I really appreciate your help. I mean, some of these viewers are coming from another show, and they're used to a different theme. We're very international here, and we respect everyone here. So that could be why. Okay, so I'm straining this. Wow, lots of ingredients left over. Yeah, just try to pour anything out. Pour anything out. Strain it. Swan Medal, thank you so much for tuning in to Cook for Fun, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy your day. Good morning, last call to win. How are you? Have you hit the slopes lately? Okay, I won't be cooking pork for Jews. In fact, every time I cook for people, I always ask if there's any dietary requests. Yeah. Allergies or dietary requests. It's very important to respect. Whew. Okay. Oh. We'll try to pour this out. Okay, that might be it. Oh, you actually went skiing. That's awesome. It's a lot warmer now here, so our ski season's pretty much over. Okay. I wonder if you can see that. Okay. So I'm going to give the schmaltz a turn. Wow, there's a lot of moderation going on. I don't want to burden Pisara with all this moderation work. So if there's interest in becoming a moderator, let me know. And we can see what we can do. I know that one of our moderators had to go out, so we don't always have them all on the show. Everyone's got their schedule. We understand that, and there's no strict commitment. Basically, if you're available, if you want to be tuning in and you're able to, we love to have you. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Talks Zilk. Thank you for your interest in tuning in. I've actually never seen you on my show. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. Yeah, we'll get to know you a bit. Yeah, thank you though. Okay. Wow, look at that crackling. That's looking good. Right there, that crackling. Can you see that? Yeah, that's looking really, really nice. So it's working out. It's not very pretty to look at. Once these are not sticking to the pan, I'll go back to the broth and strain it with this cheesecloth. Okay, well thank you so much for tuning in. Talks Zilk. And are you a moderator for Chef John Reed? And Pisara is also from the UK too. Pisara is from Brussels. I know that Chef John Reed is from Worcestershire. Yeah. Okay, so it seems like the middle pieces have that nice golden color. So I'll try to have them swap places to share the love. I'd love to go to all these countries that that all the viewers are from. I know that there's this YouTube channel I watch called Food Ranger. It's featured by a Canadian named Trevor James, who explores a lot of foods in Asia. He's Canadian, but he's living in China, but he goes around trying foods, and his show is quite popular, Food Ranger. And he holds meetups with his viewers, his YouTube viewers, and he featured it on one of his shows in Malaysia. He had a viewers meetup or a subscribers meetup, and that was cool. You know, if there's ever that chance where I can have a lot of viewers from different countries and have a meetup show, that would be so much fun. Oh, so Tox, Zilk, and Spicer are from nearby. That's cool. I don't think I've had a viewer from the exact city that I'm from. Oh, I have a whisper. Let's see what that says. Okay. Yeah, that is really cool. What are you talking about, Blue Bite? Oh, cookies with butter. Sorry, Blue Bite. I think I missed some of your comments before, so I'm not catching. I'm so sorry. Ah, hi, Gunsmith. I don't have a turbo convection oven. I've heard about them. I'm reluctant to get one because of all the gadgets we have, but I know it's good for health reasons. And I am trying to get, I don't know if you're Filipino, but you did recommend adobo last time. And I'm attempting the like a lechon skin, and I think it's working out. But anyways, so I'm gonna let that keep crisping up. It's actually on a low heat because it was popping a lot. Now I've raised it to medium low, and I'm gonna work on the broth again. I am going to dump the. I'm not gonna throw it away. There's still good pieces in there, but I'll manage that later. So I'll put the residue, I suppose, the residue into this bin. Okay. Clean it up with a spatula. I'll try to avoid having to go to the sink for this. You might not be able to see me. This is a slow cooker. That's what this is. So I had this slow cooking overnight on a low heat. So just to explain how I did this, I first used 2.5 pounds of pork hock and a turkey carcass, and I parboiled it for 15 minutes on a rolling boil. Then I discarded that liquid because a lot of scum and residue were released in that first parboiling. And then I put the meat back in and I filled it up with cold water, and I started slow cooking again, and I did that overnight. That's all I did. In the morning I did use a ladle to scoop out some of the grease, but that's about it. Okay. Just catching up. Oh, Almaria, enjoy your carnival. Wow. Carnival. Huh. Okay, it's popping. I'm going to cover it with a, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, cover it with a splatter screen. Yes, this is going to be a soup. It's ramen broth, actually. Okay. Now I'm going to get our cheesecloth. Oh, it's kind of small, so see how I do with this. Okay, move this over. So we've got a broth here. It's not bad, but it's got a lot of residue in it still, and I'm going to put it through this cheesecloth. I gotta be careful. I'll do it with a ladle. So you can see that the broth is milky, and that's from the bone marrow and the gelatin from the pork hock. Okay. So I'm going to put this through the... Oh! It exploded! I'm going to put it on minimum. There. Okay. Ah! Oh! Almara's dressing up as a Pikachu. That's cute. A take on traditional English breakfast. Traditional English breakfast. I know American breakfast, sausage and eggs and bacon and potatoes, but I will look that up. I would love to do a take on a traditional English breakfast. Okay, Gunsmith, you're Filipino and Chinese. Okay. Lechon is actually a Chinese dish that has been adapted using like Filipino flavors. Yeah. Woo! Wow, lots of talk about Carnival. I've never been. Yeah. And so you can see the soup, if you can see it in the camera. I'll bring it up close to you guys. It's a lot more clear now. It looks very good. I am going to continue simmering it. It's not done. But I wanted to get it more clear. Let's see if I can pour this. Okay. Okay. Wow, lots of residue got collected in there. So many costumes, Almara, pirate, Pikachu. Did you borrow any costumes, or did you buy all these yourselves or arrange them all yourselves? Sounds like quite a lot of preparation. So there's my stock, and I'll give you a close-up. My hands are a bit wet. But yeah, this is a nice clear ramen broth. Let me show the texture. It could be milkier. I think it needs a bit more gelatin. I could put some of, oops, I could put some of this meat back in too, yeah, and salvage some bone, but I think any pork bone I have here, that might release any bone marrow and gelatin, but it's quite flavorful. I'm going to fill it with water, and I'm going to prepare some umami flavorings. So it's going back in the crock pot. Put it here so you can see it. Yeah. So, hi, welcome to our show, The Robot X. We firstly marinated a jerk chicken. We prepared the marinade from scratch. Really delicious dish from the Caribbean. We have some chicken fat and some pork fat frying over here. And we have a nice golden brown sear for the pork skin. See, look at that. Wow, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm getting snap, crackle, pop everywhere. And the dog smells it too. So the dog's gonna make an appearance. Wow, that looks really good. It's a bit dangerous. I have it on low heat and the fan on as well. There you go. Crispy pork. There. Oh, can you see that in the camera? See? The crispy pork. See it? I don't know if you can see it. There, the nice crispy golden skin. Oh, it's not hot if the oil bursts. Okay. I don't fry a lot, so I thought that lowering the heat would be safer. There you go. That's a lot of grease. Okay, I'm going to cover that up. Okay, now we're going to work on I'm going to wipe this down. It's kind of wet from the broth. Okay, so actually, if I have it hotter, it might actually stop that bursting too. Okay. Okay. That's much better. I'm going to put the crock pot on, okay, you've seen it, so I'll put it aside. Put it on auto shift. I'll just self-regulate. It's not going to be, it's going to go to a rolling boil and then simmer after that. Okay. Now I'm going to create some umami flavors. I'll switch the camera over. Right. Okay, we're back here. Okay, hi again. So, what happened here? I don't know. I think it'll go off on its own. Okay, so I'm going to have it on minimum. And just going to give this a wipe down. Pork skin, and actually have some nice gelatin pieces. Nice gelatin pieces that came out of the pork hock. So later on, after the show, I will salvage those because those are really, really good. They're good for you. Pork hock soup is a very good soup for recovery when you're sick. It's got a lot of helpful aspects to it and benefits to it. In Asia, when somebody gives birth, it's traditional to prepare a pork hock soup for that person to help with the recovery. And some people even like to have some pork hock stock in their fridge in case someone in the family gets sick. It's very nutritious. So I will try to salvage all of the gelatin later on. Okay. And, okay. So I'm going to create some umami flavors for the broth. I'm going to fry some onion and ginger, get a nice sear on them. Okay. Oh, okay. So my mic is near me now. Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, Mary Contrary. Welcome back to our show. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. We're making jerk chicken, crispy chicken skin, and crispy pork skin. I previously called the chicken skin schmaltz, which is a Jewish appetizer, but a lot of people of that culture don't eat pork, and I had the two combining in the same pan, so I apologize. For this kitchen, we were just sort of blending different cultures, but for people of that faith that don't eat pork, can't do that, and I wouldn't recommend doing something that you can't do. So we simply did it because we were featuring both types of meat on this show. But we always emphasize it on this show. A lot of the foods can be adapted to your eating preferences and the items and ingredients that are available in your market. We'll see you later, Blue Bite. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your day and weekend. Good morning. Yeah, you just woke up. I had to wake up early to prepare, but I enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy it so much. It's the highlight of my week after a long week of work. Oh, yeah, so the cleaver, Talkzilk, is my tool of choice. If you key in BBTV cleaver, you'll see our custom cleaver emote. And I get asked a lot of questions about the cleaver, but I grew up using this. This is a standard knife used in an Asian kitchen, and I don't find it scary because the weight of it means that I know I'm holding it. I'm less likely for me to accidentally cut myself because I have to proactively apply more weight, or more muscles, I guess, to lift this up. That I know I have it in my hand, therefore I know that my fleshy finger pads need to be well away from it. And also with the height of the cleaver, I can have my knuckles there to act as like a barrier, and I know that the cleaver is near, so that the knuckles will get in the way before my soft finger pads will get caught under the blade or get cut under the blade. So I don't feel that it's unsafe. Whereas when the knives are lighter, smaller knives, and I'm cutting and I'm mincing and finely dicing an ingredient, I find that because I'm so used to carrying or using a heavier knife that I might accidentally use it to bulldoze over my fingers. So yeah, but everyone has their own tool of choice, and you don't have to use a certain knife to cook. Some people like to buy expensive knives. I think that there's no need to. You can buy any regular knife from your local shop. You can definitely cook good food with whatever knife that is common in your local market. So I'm in Canada, but I grew up in a Chinese household. My parents use a cleaver, and so I grew up using a cleaver. Oh, thank you for the comment, Gunsmith. Yeah, I know. I've never had trolls on this show, but I take it as a compliment. I mean, it means I'm a threat, right? Therefore, I have to be trolled at, if that's a verb. And the person brought a lot of viewers and new followers, so that's not a bad thing. And Twitch does not, well, they have rules, and trolling is not in their is not something that is considered positive. And the Twitch people do audit streams. They do randomly check and look at streams to see if these casters are fit for being partners. So yeah, the system will self-regulate. And I'm grateful for my moderators, and there's a lot of burden placed on Bisera and doing a lot of moderation. So if there's interest in becoming a moderator, let me know. I've heard about Toxzilk's interest. And Toxzilk, are you a moderator for Chef John Reed's show? Just wondering. We'd like to get to know you a bit more, but thanks for joining our show. And we're always grateful for volunteers. It helps make the channel better. Yeah, it definitely does. Hi, Shire Tone. It's been a very long time since I streamed and made the pineapple fried rice and the tacos with the gyoza. It's been so long. How are you? And after you, there was one more viewer from the Netherlands. But yeah, you're the first viewer from Netherlands. And how have you been? Yeah. I've been well, and you can see the kitchen has changed since you last tuned in. A couple weeks ago, we moved to this new kitchen. Whoa, Gunsmith, you made your own knife. That is cool. That is really, really cool. Were you able to etch some designs into your knife to make it uniquely yours? Ah, okay. Am I looking for partnership? I'm doing this for fun, and I don't even have a counter for donations or anything, or a goal. Like you know, if I want to be a partner, I think video gaming is the way to go, but that's not my interest. I really just enjoy this. This is an outlet for me to pursue something beyond work that I actually enjoy. But it would be cool to be partner if that ever were to happen. That would be very, very cool. Oh, you're not a mod. You can always reach out and ask to be mod, but yeah. Yeah. Hi, Rion VM. How are you, and welcome to our channel. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. Yeah, so we have all these countries above my head representing places where people have tuned in from since our channel started in December. And we still have to add Indonesia, Thailand, and Slovakia. Yeah. Hi, Sheraton. Yes, we're enjoying the new space. We have a backyard, so our dog enjoys that very much. Bigger front yard and a two-door garage, so we don't have to worry about hitting our mirrors against the frame of our garage. That happens quite a bit, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. Thanks so much for the follow, Mike Dub. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. We are an international community, and we share ideas on cooking and culture with each other. It's a lot of fun. We have a combination of cultures going on in this kitchen right now. Jerk chicken. We've got the lechon, the Filipino crispy pork skin, and we've got Japanese pork broth as well. Wow. Toxzilk. I work in a real estate company. Yeah. My exact occupation, I won't disclose. Maybe once my name is disclosed, I'm searchable. I'm definitely searchable. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Some bad kid. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. It's always fun to have, yeah, to share international ideas. Okay, I know I'm behind in the chat, So gunsmith forged a knife with a block of metal. Wow, that's cool. So you have your name chiseled into the side. That's really, really cool. And do you find that you're using this knife a lot, or is this simply a keepsake item and you have it framed, or you won't touch it because it's nice? I'm imagining that it's expensive because you had to make it yourself and you had an instructor there, and you probably had to pay for that course. We bought an expensive knife from Japan. Well, my husband did. I don't use it because I'm afraid of damaging it. I resort to the knife that I'm used to using. This is under 20 American dollars. If it chips, well, I could actually sharpen it to to clear away the chip, but I don't want to use an expensive knife. And I like to keep it real here. You know, not everyone has an expensive knife at home, and it doesn't mean you need one in order to cook. You don't need to be fancy at all. Hi, McDub23. Thank you so much. Thanks. I appreciate the comment, and I think it's important to be nice to people. There's no point in not being nice. You can only gain new friendships and share more, and it can only brighten up your day. So we always try to keep this chat community very, very positive, very accommodating too. I don't have a rule on English only. I did have a viewer who said that, you know, he or she does not type very well in English, and that that viewer's handle, that username, was in a foreign language, and that was okay because we had people translate, like moderators or just, you know, other viewers help out, and the people were so accommodating. And so that person was from Korea, and that person, and once people knew that, other viewers were like, cool, like I've tried this kind of food, and we were able to have an active chat going on with someone who was experiencing English as not their comfortable language. And like, I thanked my viewers because, like, that's just a lot. That's what we should be like. We should be nice to each other, and that was really, really touching, because I think that oftentimes people who feel like they don't fit in, they get ignored, they they're not listened to, and like, that was great that everyone felt welcome no matter, you know, their circumstance. So that really, really pleased me. Okay, Riam VM is from Mexico. Well, do I have a Mexican flag up there? I think we may not, but I think, yeah. And I actually made menudo soup a few weeks ago. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Thanks for joining in. We often make pico de gallo here too, but there's a Mexican's definitely quite a favorite. It's up there. Yeah, lots of delicious herbs and flavors blending together. Some bad kid, you're from Toronto. You're the first Toronto viewer that I've had since my channel started in December. I am in Markham, Ontario, which is a suburb that is north of Toronto. If I look out my window, I can actually see Toronto. So my area is considered the Greater Toronto Area. Welcome to our show. And we are an international community. And as you can see, being from Toronto, we're quite ethnic here, and I'm so glad that I think the food in Toronto is really, really good. We boast multiculturalism here, and and we can only learn even more through this channel from connecting with people from different countries with different backgrounds and cooking ideas. Shire tone. The house. Well, no, we didn't buy the house because of the bigger garage and hence lowering broken mirror costs. But yeah, many reasons. My parents live down the street, so after the show, I'll call them up and say, we've got food. Do you want to eat any? It's quite nice to be near family, and it's in an area where there is more grass We were in a more urban area. The bus stops right on our street, which is convenient, but it's a little quieter here, but it's not super quiet. It's just good enough. There's actually a public school outside my window. So we're not rural, we're in a suburb. It's quite nice. Pizza, all my name. Yeah, I don't see why there's a need to pay more if you can accomplish your task with something that costs less. You only gain more dollars in your pocket in the end. In fact, I have chosen to cook more often and cook in bulk so that I can save money, because a lot of this jerk chicken that I'll be making will be frozen, and we will use that for our lunches the coming week. We seldom buy our lunch because lunch is expensive here. lunch, you know, prices keep going up. Lunch is usually $6 US or up. You don't get much for $6 US anymore. So let's say I'm spending $8 for lunch, and that probably buys the majority of ingredients for this one show, which will carry me over for a few days worth of food. So I prefer the savings, and I enjoy cooking. At least I make it fun so that I can save money, have fun, learn a new skill that's useful at the same time. Oh, so Petra and Talks Zilk are discussing, I guess, some brands, BMM and ASDA. I guess these are brands in the UK. Shiretone, there has not been any more food engineering. I think you brought food engineering to the show, and that was a lot of fun. So we had a stream, I think back in January, where we made pineapple fried rice using the pineapple crowns as the serving bowl for the rice, and that bowl turned into a boat, and then it turned into a sailboat with a sail on it, with people on it, with mateys on it that were made out of little sausage pieces. Then we had a carrot as a cannon. So that was a lot of fun. Then the next day we did tacos and gyoza, and the tacos were originally going to be a train with the gyoza pieces as wheels, but then that train turned into a bridge. It was hilarious. It was so much fun. Okay, Gunsmith recommends getting a convection oven. I'll look into that. Yeah, I have seen a lot of cool recipe ideas associated with a convection oven. A public school outside my, I guess, well, so the hours for public school, school starts after I leave for work and before I come home, so I'm not affected by the sound. But the nice thing is that there's a nice pathway that we can jog around outside our home. People take walks after dinner. It's really, really nice. Shiretone, you're going to add some more food engineering today. Hi, Dash5994. Welcome to the show. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. Yeah, all the countries above represent places where people have tuned in from since December. We still have to add, I think we have to add Mexico, Thailand, Slovakia, and Indonesia. So we're a bit behind, but we will get moving on with that. I'm from Ontario. I'm from Markham, which is a suburb that is directly north of Toronto. And yeah, so we have a couple of Canadians in this chat room. That is great. Yeah. but it's very cool. I feel honored that I have reached out to people outside of the country, my country, because my purpose is to emphasize international cultures and bring people together, unite. Okay, viewers request stewed meat-based chili. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, we've made chili before, not on this show, but we made it here in this kitchen. Hi, Wizzo940, welcome to our show. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. Okay, so I'm going to cut some ginger. It was here, yes. We're gonna add some more umami flavors to the ramen broth. So if you're just tuning in right now, we have jerk chicken, and it's also written, I think, in the pink menu over there. Jerk chicken, schmaltz, and ramen broth. I should change that schmaltz to just crispy skin, chicken skin. Yeah, that's what it is. It's chicken skin and pork skin frying on the pan right now. Getting a nice golden sear. I'm just coarsely chopping this ginger. And it's going to go on another frying pan. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go into the small one. And we shall be, wow, okay. Returning to the stove area. I'm going to char these or sear them as much as possible. That helps give you the umami flavor. There's that word again, umami. I need to create a night bot for umami. It's basically an earthy, fragrant tea fermented funk. You taste it when you have anchovy, preserved anchovy, dried fish, your fermented soybean for making miso soup. That's what umami is. It's this earthy flavor that you get from food that hasn't spoiled but has been fermented somewhat. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to switch it over to the other camera. Okay. Okay, here we go. This on. Okay, and I'm going to check on the skins. So those look pretty good. I'll give you a close-up of that. You can see that. There's a nice golden brown to the pork skin. I like that. It's going to be crunchy. And I think we're good. I can turn this off. Whoa, sorry about that. We still need to do some fixer-uppers in this kitchen. That wasn't supposed to happen. Get some paper towel to soak up the extra oil. Okay. Can you see all that? Yeah, you can. Okay. I shouldn't turn my backside to the camera because that isn't very polite. And let me move the microphone too. All right, there you go. These deep fried chicken skins and pork skins are very greasy. Yeah, so soak them up. And a lot of oil got rendered out in the cooking. I guess I should face this way. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You don't see my head, you see my legs. It's kind of weird. Okay. So I really like how this pork skin turned out, because it's a lot easier than using an oven. So look at that. You can see it. Crispy pork skin. Yeah. have our onions and ginger on a hot stove. I'm going to add a bit of oil to that, and I'm going to add the oil from this. This is the frying pan with the skin, so I'm going to set that right there. Okay, I'll get a new spoon. Yeah, it might pop. Now this isn't healthy, but it is often used, meat fat is often used as an oil substitute in cooking simply because of the flavors. You might have heard that French fries are sometimes fried in duck fat. Yeah. And you can also use the only reason I'm using this is because the onions and ginger are going into a ramen broth, and the ramen, I already used pork and ramen, and I didn't use chicken, but I used turkey in the broth, so the flavors will mix. So it's not actually heating up very well. Raise that up. I'm going to put aside some of this oil, and I'm going to start frying the chicken. Like a ball. Like a ball. I don't like this, but it might have to do. Thank you. I'm glad that the kitchen smells good. So you learned, you were inspired to make jerk chicken from someone, a Canadian from Guyana. That's great. And she's in Ottawa. That's great. Yeah, Canada's so multicultural that it's just so nice. You get to explore different foods, learn about different cultures, and I think we're quite friendly as a nation. Yeah, we're very accepting about different cultures. Most of the population was built on immigration. Umami is also savory, Charlotte. Yes, umami is savory. Like soy sauce is a savory sauce that's made by fermentation. It also has a deeper earthy taste to it. So it's kind of a combination of earthiness with savoriness, if you will. Yeah, oh, you call that pork scratchings. Okay, I like that word. Yeah, it sounds more delectable than saying pork skins. Ooh, we have a friend here. Hello. Can you see? Oh, okay, I'll switch the camera over. You're just gonna say hi for us. I can't get off the down. It's not comfortable. Okay. So I have my pan on high heat, so I won't keep my back to the pan for too long. But yeah, he just wants to say hi. He smells the pork scratchings. They smell so good. And he ate some raw chicken bone this morning. He thinks there might be more, so he's gonna hang out. He's gonna hang out. I know he smells. He smells everything on the counter. Yum. Smell. Okay. Okay. Oh, he's found something to lick. Okay. So I'm gonna lower that. I don't want to get poppers. Okay, cover that up. And I'm gonna scoop some of this oil out and start frying the jerk chicken. This is the wrong plate. Oh wow, I already started putting it in here. I'll probably use this oil for maybe making a stir fry later. I'll put it in the fridge. It has a nice meat flavor to it. Gotta wipe. Okay. We have instrument players, piano and guitar. I played the piano, but I stopped playing after grade 9. But I still have a piano. Oh, it's at my parents' place. And I have a guitar. I tried playing it for less than a year, but I couldn't get the hang of it due to all the pain in my fingers from playing it. Okay, I'm gonna grab the chicken. Okay, so we've got our marinated jerk chicken. See that? Yeah. We've got it's nice and dark from using dark soy sauce. Adding the dark soy sauce in a very, very easy way, it changed the look. It made the marinade look a lot more richer and delicious. So that's a nice tip, using dark soy sauce to give it a rich, dark color. We're going to heat up this greasy pan. And I'm not making all of this because I want the rest of the chicken to marinate overnight. We only made this marinade today, so I'm going to. I should let it sizzle first, but what the heck? Got our chicken. I do like that color. I do like using dark soy sauce. I used a blend of regular soy sauce and dark soy sauce. Regular soy sauce is saltier than dark soy sauce. Yeah, the dark soy sauce just has a stronger umami flavor, but like earthy flavor. It's not as salty as regular soy sauce, but it adds this color to it, so I like that color. I might be behind the chat, so let me put some meat on and then I'll catch up. So, okay. I'm going to make that much. Okay. And then put the rest in the fridge. I want it to marinate overnight. It'll continue with the broth. Let's lower that to a medium. Okay. Let me catch up with the chat. Okay. Saxophone. Wow. Trumpet. I learned the clarinet. So that was the wind instrument that I learned. But saxophone is cool. Yeah. Lisa Simpson does a good job at promoting the saxophone. Yeah. So this was the... No. Do chopstick. Okay. Why is this like stuck together? Okay. Keep using ours. Yeah, Winston likes to lick. I probably have food droppings everywhere. Oh, you were watching JoJo. I'm not familiar with JoJo's stream. Okay, you end up here. Well, I'll check out that stream. Is JoJo a cook? I know that a bunch of viewers came over from Chef John Reed's stream. But thank you for your comment, Riam VM. Yeah, I'm glad you like the stream. This is our third show featuring the stovetop. We usually, we didn't have the extension cord before, and we just got it for the webcam. It's helped, but the webcam is resting on top of the fridge, so there is some distance between my surface and the camera, so you might, if you need any close-ups, just let me know, and I'm happy to raise the pan up to the camera so that you can see. Oh, it's bubbling, so I'll turn that to minimum. So that's the jerk chicken. It's nice and brown. good conversation on marinade. So, on music instruments, sorry. So my marinade for the jerk chicken, there's a lot of ingredients in there. And I added more beyond what is listed in the recipe that's posted. Oh, hi Dragon House. Thank you for the comment on our dog. Yeah, he's our best friend. He's so cuddly. Yeah. I like sitting on the floor because every time I do that, he runs up to me. And I'm gonna plug my phone in. I'm low on battery and I need it for the chat. My plug right here. Okay, here's my plug. Oh. Yeah. He's our best friend. Okay, plug this in. Okay. Oh, now I don't have. Read it sideways. That's all right. I'm powering up. What kind of dog is hold on, sorry. Is Iggy your dog? Shire Tone's dog? I think I read that. I might be behind. Sorry about that. I missed the comment on Iggy. So the marinade consists of Scotch bonnet peppers, or you can substitute with another spicy pepper like habanero. If you're going to use a milder pepper like poblano or jalapeno, it just won't be as spicy, or you might need to use more. You can use Thai chilies. The Scotch bonnet, so they do have a distinct taste to it that adds a bit of fragrance too, beyond just the heat. It's quite nice, but I have seen people use habanero. Okay, there's that. There's soy sauce. I have, so for that, I guess under 2 pounds worth of chicken meat, I used 2 teaspoons of regular soy sauce and 2 teaspoons of dark soy sauce. If you don't have dark soy sauce, regular will do. The dark gives it that nice color. It's actually less salty than regular soy sauce. And some lime juice, about a couple teaspoons of that, and a couple teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. I didn't have apple cider vinegar, so I substituted with kombucha tea. Kombucha tea that we make from home. Yeah, I featured it on the show earlier. It's made out of this bacterial disc called SCOBY. Then there's lots of spices. There's a tablespoon of allspice, a tablespoon of 5-spice powder, which you can hack using cinnamon and anise powder. There's 4 cloves of garlic. There's a couple onions in there. There's nutmeg. Chili oil. And that sounds like all the spices. And it's very fragranty, and I did taste it before actually pouring it onto the chicken. Okay. Okay. Oh, JoJo is an anime series. Okay. And Dragon House is commenting about a lovely dog. A lovely dog's got, oh, 2 dogs at home. Okay, that's nice. I know Winston needs a friend. My husband and I are out all the time that we probably can't give love to, probably can't care for 2 dogs. Okay. Ah, the dog is what a Boston Terrier. Oh. Okay. Okay, I should check that out. Wow. Okay, so we have a nice sear on these. We can wait a bit more, but the sear helps give it some umami flavor for the broth. actually didn't add any garlic, so I guess I should have, but that's all right. Okay, and I am going to add, I'm going to top up I'm going to boil water in a kettle and top up the soup with that, so I'll be right back. So I've got my kettle here. Okay. So the kettle is on. Okay, and I'm going to check on the chicken. Okay. I turned it down because it was sizzling. It already looks good because the marinade looks good due to the rich dark color. Yeah. Normally jerk chicken made with regular soy sauce doesn't look this dark. I think you can even add Worcestershire sauce if you wanted the dark color, because Worcestershire has like some acidity to it, so you can use less lime juice, less vinegar, and some Worcestershire to give it that nice dark color. And Worcestershire is commonly used as a marinating ingredient, so that would work with the flavors too. If you wanted to just give it like a different flair, give the recipe your own twist. So we have the chicken cooking. We got the dog hovering. He might come into the screen momentarily. And can you see? Okay, you can see the green. So I'm going to do some plating on the green plate. I need to get this crispy pork scratching. I like that word. Thank you for that. DBZ. So was that another show? And okay, I'm curious about Iggy as well. So I'll look that up. Winston is 8 years old. Yeah. Yeah. He's our best friend. Okay. Yeah. I always plate on a green plate. It's become my thing for the show. So, but I'm really impressed with how these scratchings came up. I like the pork scratchings. Very, very nice. Oh, Dragon Ball Z. Okay. You see Winston in the background? Right there. Hi. You smell that, don't you? I have food. I have lots of food here. But it's not good for you. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to cover the chicken. It'll cook faster that way. Lower heat. Okay. Then I'm going to put I think these are pretty seared. Okay. Turn that off, and I'll put that into the broth. Bring it closer so that you can see. Oh no! 12 years. He is old and he sleeps a lot, but Yeah, I don't want, yeah, I want him to live beyond that, for sure. I know, Winston. He's always puppy eyeing us. And my mom can't stand it. My mom, like, always wants to feed him. So look at that broth. It actually has a nice creamier texture now. Yeah, after I strained it, it looks a lot more clear. And when you let it sit, some of the liquidy gelatin floats to the top to give it a creamy texture. So I'm just going to put our umami ingredients right into the broth. Okay, can you see that? Yeah. Okay. Right in the broth. I could add more umami ingredients. I could add miso paste to it. Yeah, I'll do that because I have it. Add some miso paste to it. I don't know if this is miso paste. It's actually a Korean soybean paste. But miso is made from fermented soybeans, so that will give us the umami flavor. Okay, I'll put this aside so it's not so cluttery in the screen view. I like to be somewhat tidy. It always becomes a mess by the end of the show. Get a clean spoon. Add a scoop of that. Okay. Adding approximately a heaping tablespoon. That's more than a tablespoon. That's like 1.5 tablespoons. It's not necessary, but it just helps to boost and enhance the umami flavor. And I'm going to top it up with water. This is boiling water from the kettle. Okay. And what I could do, so when I was separating the pork skin from the pork hock, I had these leftover pieces. So, and these are leftover pieces from the pork hock, and there's a lot of good collagen. I can even see the collagen forming, like really, really good. And this is the flavor you want in your ramen. So I'm putting that right back in. And before we actually eat this tonight, this is for tonight, but I will sample a bit of this for the show, but we are going to give it a nice day-long simmering for dinner tonight. We want more of the gelatin to get released in the broth. Yeah. Put that back in. We'll strain it again before we eat it. It'll look better then. Okay. I'll also put our pork back in too. So our broth was clear, but we added the ingredients back in. We're going to clarify it later. But it's a lot more clear than it was before. I wonder if there's any umami stuff in here. There might not be. A lot of this is turkey. I mean, here's a pork bone. Bones are good. This is a kind of ugly. There's nothing pretty about a bone broth. Once you strain it, it looks very pretty. Okay, so that's not pork. See if I can add any more. I think the pork bones have come clean. Okay. Oh, here's a nice pork bone, and there's like a bone marrow. There's a bone marrow, so we want that. In the recipe I posted, it does say to constantly monitor your broth and take out the scum. It's quite a lot of work to check on your broth regularly. Yeah. And so all we could do for the show is to start it and show parts of it, but we'll have to feature a photo of what the final product tonight looks like. That's got bone marrow in it, so I just want to salvage the one that has bone marrow. Because the collagen is nice, it's good for your health, it's good for people who are recovering, it contains a lot of nutrients in it, so we like that very much. Okay, I don't know if there's any, probably more. I won't be able to find all of them. I don't know. It's a good workout for my arm. That's holding the bowl out. Not so pretty, but it's packed with flavor. Okay, got our jerk chicken simmering. I'll let that simmer, that's fine. And we will cover this up. I'll put it to high. Okay. Let's see our jerk chicken. Oh, okay. So it's a nice pan-fried jerk chicken. It's going to be spicy, and I regret not having rice. Although I do have rice. It's cold though. Okay, I'll bust out the rice. Some leftover rice. I'm going to move that off to the side. Okay, thank you for stopping by Dragon House. We'll see you next time. Bye. And oh, thank you so much for I faded into myself. Yeah, you just joined our chat, but you have to go. We will see you next time. Have a wonderful and beautiful weekend. Okay. I'm sure. Charlton, thanks for your concern. Yeah. Okay, and I'm just going to put some rice off to the side. It's going to, my mouth will go on fire from eating the jerk chicken. Just some rice, just to heat it up. I've got some Napa cabbage too. This is leftovers from yesterday. It's actually my mom's cooking. She cooked, she steamed a sea bass, and she cooked some chicken. I don't think she marinated her chicken, and she had it ready for my husband and I to pick up because we've been so busy moving, and doing chores after work that she wanted to make sure we were eating well, so she cooked. Okay, I think we're almost done. I just, warm up the rice a bit. Okay. I'm going to start plating the chicken. So, I have to be careful. It's hot here. Okay, so smaller pieces of chicken are ready. Oops. Okay. Wow, okay. I won't overindulge for the mukbang because I prefer to cook and present more on the show than eat in front of people. It's just, it's not used to it. So I eat a bit, but I don't do too much of it for the mukbang. Thank you so much. Steamed sea bass. Yeah, I'd like to have my parents featured on the show. They can cook dishes, Asian dishes quite well, and I'm not very good at cooking steamed fish. I tend to overcook it and it gets flaky, but they do it quite well. My dad loves fish, so in the supermarket in Toronto, or in this area, you can buy the fish live. It's swimming, and the fishmonger catches it in a net and shocks it and descales it, cleans it up, and it's fresh and it's very, very good to eat it within that same day. Okay, I don't know if the rice is warm, but that's okay. I'll still have some. Okay. Let's get a bit of that rice. So, unfortunately, Charlotte, we're not playing with our food this time. But I'll keep you in mind. Yeah, if there is a opportunity, I will send you a whisper, and we can create a edible masterpiece or edible art and enjoy that very much too. That's a lot. I wonder. Wow. Okay, I don't want to overdo it because I'm eating this in front of you guys, and I'm very self-conscious about that. Okay, I gotta plate that better. I've got some onion shoots that are really nice for garnishing. Okay, so let me improve this. Okay, hope this is the right one. There's grease on it, so it's a cooked one. I don't know if this is the best plating. So, there. Okay, I'll take a photo of that. It's not the best plating. It's rice. The white thing is rice, and it's just leftovers. Yes, Charton, we can buy live fish. Wow. You want to get live, you want to drive to the sea to get live fish? Yes, we can buy live fish. I actually considered doing a stream, if I could, of a tour through one of our local supermarkets, our local ethnic supermarkets. It'd be quite fun. There are lots of fun ethnic food selections. Okay. Okay. I'll bring this over. I want this to be a rolling boil, but it is warm, so I could plate that too. Okay, I'm going to switch the screens now to our, there we go. I'll move the mic. We're back here. And, yeah, Charlotte, you've been trying to make this into an art piece. Yeah. I'm sure you would have thought of something. Yeah. Like if you had seen us cooking the chicken or marinating, you might have had inspiration then. You would have seen all the ingredients come together. I know you would have been inspired. For sure. I mean, I could have molded the rice using perhaps a cookie mold, a heart, so that the shape is a bit nicer. It's sort of a clump. Let me put that on the stand for you guys. Yeah, so. Oh, a piece of meat in the broth as a chef. Wow. Yes, you get to watch me eat. Okay. So let's get some soup. I mean, could I turn this into a mountain? It's always hard to work the food vertically because food is meant to fall on the plate. That's a challenge. I guess I have to learn, you know, Uh, before shower tone, before you join the channel, you can look at our menu and then start thinking, and you can send me whispers, and I could look into adding some other ingredients that would facilitate building the food vertically so that we can have these creations made. It is, the rice could be molded. I mean, fudomaki, or that rice, I think that rice dish that Japanese rice dish, I think it was you, that you like, it could be molded into a mountain. But we can have our soup with a ship in it, so that's, I think, hopefully we have a deal there. Okay, let me get a bowl of soup. Bowl of soup, my bowls are here. I'll turn the fan off. All right. Okay, so I'll just make sure I get clear soup. I know there's a ton of ingredients floating in the broth, but let's, I'll scoop the clear soup out. It's hard. I've got a lot of floaters from putting back in some of the ingredients, but I'll do the best that I can do. Okay, a lot of floaters. Yeah, I guess I could have used my cheesecloth. Okay. Put it down here. Yeah. And I will use this spoon and I'll skim off those floaters. Make it look more clear and make it look more like a consomme. Clear soup. I'll be more generous with scooping out these floaters. Okay. And let's top that with a, okay, this was used for the frying pan, it's okay, with some crisp. There. I want it to hook off the bowl. I don't know if the pork is going to stay. You might just float it. I might have a floater or a sinker. Okay. So how's that for a, oh, it's not a close-up. Okay, how's that for a, it's more of a raft rather than a boat. It's a raft. I'll put that there too. Oh, my video. Oh yeah, one of my videos has no volume. I think I had an issue with one of my videos and then the volume came on later. I did experience technical difficulties in a few of my streams, including today when the power went off earlier in the stream, and then we had to get ourselves set up again. Okay, thank you, P. Sarah. Enjoy your day, and thank you so much for moderating. Yeah, your volunteering is helpful, and I know you did quite a bit of work today with a lot of trolls, so thanks for doing that and keeping this community peaceful, where people respect each other. Okay, okay, our mukbang. wooden chopsticks. Okay. Like that. And, okay, so I'm gonna let you know how this tastes, and I'll be honest too. I already know that the jerk chicken is good because I tested the marinade before pouring it over the chicken. I'm gonna have this chicken skin. Yeah. Mmm. We'll see you next time, Pizza. Thanks so much. And enjoy your weekend and your day. Riam VMO. Yes, my husband has been bothering me about I have to look at my videos on YouTube and put captions on it, let people know that there are issues with the show because the people viewing on YouTube are not viewing it live, so their experience is very different. Yeah. So I always like fried skin. It's got a lot more personality than just cooked skin. And that's why I took it off of the chicken and decided to cook them separately. It's like eating chips. It's greasy and crispy and flavorful with chicken. And you can go further and bread them. You can create a breadcrumb mix with seasoning, such as salt and pepper, and any flavors you like chili powder. You can follow some copycat KFC recipes if you like that, just to get the flavor and try it out. Try coating the chicken skin and frying it. And it should help satisfy that KFC craving you have or fried chicken craving that you have without having to take out a deep fryer and preparing lots of chicken. It's such an easy way. So here I was able to kind of create two dishes using one. The jerk chicken, use the meat to marinate it in jerk sauce, and the skin for making crispy chicken skin. And I saved the bone for Winston because he's on a raw diet and he can eat chicken bone. Yeah, I have to take the needle off of the chicken bone, but otherwise he can eat it. It's good for him. So I made 3 meals out of 1. Yeah. French fries and chicken nuggets. I'll tell you what. So my husband and I were talking the other day about Chinese, North American Chinese food. The food that you see on TV featured as Chinese takeout. So that food isn't authentic Chinese food. It's a new, it's a new type of cuisine that evolved in North America. That is Chinese influence, or Chinese food that is North American influenced. And a really popular item is chicken balls. You usually have this, fried dough ball. It's mainly batter with a tiny piece of chicken inside, and a sweet and sour or plum sauce as a dipping sauce. And we thought maybe we can try that on the show. Yeah, my husband is not Chinese, but he's quite familiar with a lot of the foods that we eat in this kitchen. We explore all kinds of food, and even though it's not authentic Chinese food, it's still considered a type of cuisine on its own. There are chefs that have perfected this evolved dish. So I may consider, so chicken nuggets is breaded chicken. So I might do a version that I can probably use the same ingredients to make a North American Chinese chicken ball and a chicken nugget similar to McDonald's chicken nugget. I can probably use very similar ingredients to do it. So I can try that. French fries. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Do people want to see French fries? I could do it. If I were to do it, I may do like sweet potato fries. try to do things that you can't easily access. That's something new ideas. Or I may try tempura, which is breaded vegetables that are part of Japanese cuisine. Yes, shower tone. My husband has been bothering me about my YouTube videos and a lot of stuff too regarding the stream. We need music. We need all kinds of stuff. We take baby steps. Super unhealthy, but in the malls in the Philippines, there are kiosks with just cooked deep fried. Oh, really? Really? I have to look that up. So I have to see how they do it. Then that way, next time I'm making chicken and I'm featuring, deep fried chicken skins on the side, I can actually say that this is, I think it didn't go too well earlier today when I connected it with schmaltz as being Jewish, because I had it in the same pan as pork, which I learned that wasn't what you do. But I'd like to see this other variation, this other version of deep fried chicken skin. It's good, a lot of people they rip it off and they throw it out. And actually when you fry it, a lot of the fat and the oil gets rendered out. I mean, it's obviously very fatty still, but it is better than eating it without frying it, without the oil rendered out, and it's so good. It's so good. I mean, throwing out chicken skin is like throwing out KFC. Shire tone, you can have anything you want in moderation, no problem. So this broth is nice. It was made by simmering pork hock, also known as pork knuckles, also known as pork trotters, overnight on a low heat. And I also put in a turkey carcass. The recipe called for chicken carcass. I put in turkey carcass, and it doesn't actually require much seasoning. Right before serving, I did put in the umami ingredients, the seared onion and seared ginger, and some miso, but I don't even think the miso broke up. I think it's still in a big clump. It'll take time to dissolve completely, but it's a light consuming. It's not as strong as the broth that you find in your ramen soup in the restaurant. I think it's because I still have to pick through the residue for all the pieces that might contain gelatin, or it hasn't been completely released. It's still going to simmer for the remainder of this day. I believe that some ramen broths, they simmer for 60 hours. I don't think most of them do, but simmering it for a long time helps to release a lot of flavors, get everything out of the bone, all the bone marrow, all the collagen, all that good stuff to add flavor, texture, and nutrients to the soup. So I'll keep simmering it, and I'll put a comment on my Twitter on how that goes later tonight. And I'll feature pictures too of what we serve it with. We're actually going to make, we're going to just soak some rice noodles. So I wanted to make pho, which is a Vietnamese noodle soup made of beef bones, but I really wanted to make, pho, but I wanted to make ramen broth. So I thought I'd combine the two. We have our bean sprouts, we have our Thai basil. We're gonna combine the two together. But I really wanted to try making Japanese pork bone broth. So this is my attempt, and I'll show you photos later of the finished product. Yeah, so by the time we serve it tonight, it would have been simmering for maybe 18 hours. Yeah. Sweet tater fries. Yeah, yummy. Sweet potatoes always yummy. Yeah. Okay, Gunsmith, you're highly recommending convection oven. Okay. Okay. Wow. And what do you use to cook that? I'm assuming that you have one yourself. Therefore, you are recommending it to everyone. Yeah, it's quite, it's quite a new thing. It's been around, but not everyone has one. But yeah, I'm very, very curious. I know it's a healthier option than deep frying, but it is different from deep frying too. Ooh, curly sweet potato fries. Yes, I have seen those. Thank you so much for the follow. Cafe au lait. Very nice. Very nice. Cafe au lait. Please tell us what country you're tuning in from. We are an international channel. I wonder, what country is everyone from? I don't think I have everyone here. Some people, yeah, I've kept that mysterious. That's okay. We have quite a good mix, though. We have Netherlands, US, Canada. We had Germany. Slovakia, Indonesia, Singapore were here, UK, Mexico. Yeah, yeah. Good idea. I did not roast the bones before because the recipe did not call for it. But I know that other broth recipes do call for roasting the bones, and it would add, more umami flavoring to it too, to roast the bones first. That's a good tip. Oh, you have to have cheating days, Shire Tone. You can't, otherwise, you won't, you need that motivation. Yeah, you need that. You need to reward yourself. Otherwise, you'll just crash and just give up and cheat every day. So you have to have your milestones, your goals, your cheating days as a way to reward yourself, because it's hard work to be on a strict diet or eating plan. Okay, the roasting adds, yes, it does help with adding flavor to the broth. Crispy skin and moist meat. Oh, fries with curly fries wrapped around them. Okay, we'll see you again, Dash5994. Thank you so much for joining, and have an excellent weekend, and see you next time. Shire Tone. That's funny. Yeah, for those of you who weren't present during that stream on YouTube, it's the stream where I featured pineapple fried rice. The next day we did gyoza and tacos. Thank you, Rion VM. We'll see you next time, and enjoy your weekend. It's always awkward to be eating in front of people, but it's apparently something that people do. There are streams devoted to social eating, so I'm trying this part out. What types of cuisines have I made in the time that you were gone? I made a Mexican soup called menudo soup that used that involved beef tripe as a major ingredient. Beef tripe, honeycomb beef tripe, pork hock and mild chilies. I use Californian chilies in them. Those were the major ingredients in that. I paired that with naan, with layered naan bread, Indian bread. That was quite good. I made a lot. It's been a while. I made a schnitzel, German schnitzel, walnut tart, apple tart. I might not remember everything. I made pad thai last weekend and beef rice, stir-fried beef rice noodles. Meatballs, Swedish meatballs in cream sauce. You want a sandwich, Stalin? Sandwich. I can make you a jerk sandwich. I would put the jerk chicken meat between two pieces of bread and it would be equally tasty. In fact, in Jamaica, they often use this bread called cocoa bread. It's not related to coconut at all. It's just, that's what it's called. It's called cocoa bread. And it's a bread in a shell. It's shaped like a shell and more like a pocket more like a pocket though. Without the sides though. It just folds. And jerk chicken is typically served with that. And sometimes it's served with a slaw. We had a lot of viewers that day too when the Mexican menudo soup was made. Like a lot of viewers. Yeah, and I wondered if that had to do with the viewers that were tuning in. It's a new dish to them, or they've had it before and they wanted to learn how to make it. So it's interesting, this Twitch experiment. To me, it's an experiment to see how, like, what interests viewers. Stalin, you're nice too. The best chef in the world are men. I don't know about that. You'll have to prove that. Popular doesn't mean best. So just because you know of them or they're popular doesn't mean that they're the best. And best is a matter of personal preference. What you think, who you think is the best might not be what I think is the best. So I'm going to keep that, I'm going to keep, yeah. I'm going to believe that we have to be neutral about that, what we think is best, because people have different preferences and tastes. The Indian, Cajun, or Dutch. I made wings, and one of the sauces were tikka masala. Nope, I haven't done Cajun or Dutch. I did look up Stampot though, but Stampot is that uniquely from Netherlands? American. Burger. Cafe. Do I have any favorite chefs? No. I don't. I think no, because I appreciate different chefs for different reasons. Yeah, I'm all about exploring different techniques, different flavors. You're 13 and you cook. Well, that's great. Yeah, I think cooking often starts from a young age. There are people that have been cooking with their families for a long time and they develop that skills. I'd love to try your cooking. And age is never a factor. Yeah. Italian, lasagna. I have made lasagna, but not on this show. And welcome to the show, Doodlebox and Der Type de Halt. I don't recognize your name, so I believe you're new to the chat community. So welcome, and let us know what country you're tuning in from. You love a good yummy steak. So does my husband. Yes. Do I know how to cook steak? I don't trust myself. I would probably overcook it. I know the rule is to use your Oh, your finger. So I think this is medium. Is this rare? This is like, no, there's a rule. I forgot the rule, but depending on what finger you raise and what this fleshy part of your thumb is called, feels like, that's how your meat should feel like. So I think if it's rare, it's like soft. And with one finger up, that's medium rare, and two fingers up, that's like, get closer to more well done. But I might be wrong. Okay, we have quite a lot of viewers from the US. Yeah. You make the best hams in the whole world. What are hams? I'm not familiar with that. Stampot is Dutch. Okay. Okay. Well, stampot is not familiar in North America, so I'd love to showcase that. Yeah. Okay, so I've had some chicken skin. I'm gonna have some pork. So I can never finish for the show. So some pork scratchings. Okay, this is pork scratchings. Thank you so much for the follow, Doodlebox. Welcome to our show. So this is the skin from pork hock, and under the skin there's fat, there's collagen, and tasty goodness. So I'm gonna have a bite. I don't know if you heard that, but it crunched. It had a nice crunch to it. Hummus. Okay. You make the best hummus. Wow. So the basic ingredients in hummus are chickpeas, lemon juice, tahini, which is sesame paste that's watered down or with oiled down with olive oil. So those are the basic ingredients in hummus. And a lot of people add their own spin on hummus by adding garlic, chili pepper, paprika. So what kind of a hummus do you make? Oh, the crunch got through the mic. So pork hock is also known as pork knuckles. What else? I knew this. Pork trotters. I've seen that too online. Pork trotters. It's the part of the pork foot that is above the foot. So I guess you can say it's the ankle. It's literally the knuckle. My screen just came off, so the chat came off. So let me get the chat back on. It's not showing up on the monitor. I had a tech issue earlier. Oh, well, thank you for the comment, Cafe Olay. I don't really understand mukbang or social eating very much. I haven't watched enough to understand how to put on a good mukbang. And that's why I try to keep it short. I didn't serve myself too much, but this apparently seems like a lot to me because I'm going through this very, very slowly. Okay, you're from Germany. We do have quite a strong representation from Germany in our group. Yeah, I learned a lot, and I made schnitzel once, and like the chat feed was blowing up or trending heavily when the schnitzel was presented. It was so easy and yummy too. Oh, thank you for offering. I can pronounce your name. Der Type de Halt. Der Type de Halt. I like to pronounce the names as I think people want them to be read. Like I know sometimes people put we have a moderator who I believe puts the last name first and then the first name second in the username, but I always call it by, just because I think people might want to be anonymous, and I don't want to assume that your name is different or something. So yeah, I play it safe, but I think that's sort of the beauty of Twitch, that we're sharing, but we're also maintaining a bit of anonymity, some mystery. you know, for all kinds of reasons. Just, I'm doing it because I rather not my people at work, you know, I rather not have people lurk who are from my work, just because I see them every day, that this is my chance to sort of be away from the work environment. And well, that's why. Well, there's all kinds of reasons. And another thing is too, you don't have to go out to a party to talk to people or to a social setting. This is a social setting, and you can just talk to anyone. You don't have to worry about physical, I mean, I do because you see me, but the rest of you don't have to worry about how you're dressed. You could have woken up in the morning and not washed or brushed your hair. It doesn't matter because nobody's judging you on that. People are talking to you because of what you're saying. They're appreciating your brain. I think that's very good. There's a lot of materialism in the world, so I think Twitch is a very interesting platform. And you know, I'm sort of a mediator because you see me and I present to you a topic for everyone to engage in. And so I'm very mindful of ensuring that the conversations are healthy, are peaceful, and people are respecting each other. That's important. Yeah. So I should change the category of the stream to social eating. So I have a hashtag food, hashtag social eating. I think it's on creative. Yeah. So, but I don't usually spend that much time on the social eating part. Much of the stream was spent cooking. So I don't know if there's a way to split it so that, yeah, I don't know. Would I be? Yes, I do baking. So you haven't seen me bake, but I have featured baking on the show. I made a Swiss nut tart. I want to say the actual name in Swiss, but I don't remember it. Engadiner, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I think it's Engadiner. Nuss tart. So I did bake that. I baked apple pie. I've baked Japanese cheesecake, which is quite a hit. I wanted to do it again, but my husband said, change it up. Don't stream something that I've done before. So later today, I'm actually making Vietnamese spring rolls. I featured that for Lunar New Year's on January 29th. So I'm not allowed to feature that on the stream again. Thank you so much for the follow, Sir Feathers. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. Yeah. So you just joined us for our social eating, but we did cook all this food. I'm not just eating it, I cooked it too. Eating hummus cold. Oh, so you warm your hummus. Okay. I've done that before. It's very good. It's a crime though. Schnitzel is so delicious. Yeah, when I made it, like the viewers went wild, and we had a viewer ask if it could be made without pork because that person has a restriction to eating pork, and I said it could be made with chicken. So that was quite nice. And some people thought it was tonkatsu when I was making it. So tonkatsu, if you're wondering, is pork cutlet that's made in Japanese cuisine, pork cutlet. It's like, it basically is schnitzel, but it's called tonkatsu in Japanese cuisine. So that's what I love, when there's parallels between culture, and I've noticed that too. You know, dumplings. There's all kinds of dumplings. Ravioli is a type of dumpling. It's just that the filling's a bit different. So I just love it when there are similarities across cultures, and you know, people in the end are not that different after all. Oh, Indonesian. Yeah, so have I looked into it? Not as actively as I could have, but one of our are, yes, gunsmith, that's right. You mentioned the mee goreng. You did mention it. And you mentioned a lot of ingredients, and I did write them down, so I have to look them up. But yeah, so that's on my list. And we do have an Indonesian viewer. This person was on earlier today. I think it's Gani21. That's the username. And that person mentioned the flag is not up there yet, so I feel bad because that user joined a while back and it didn't get up there. So we have to get that flag up there. Cheesecake. You should try Japanese cheesecake, Talks Silk. And if not, we can make it and you can learn how to make it. It's so good. A Japanese cheesecake is a cross between a sponge cake and a cheesecake. It's got the fluffy texture of a cheesecake, so it's very light and airy, but it doesn't quite have the sweetness of sponge cake. It's got a lower sugar content because in Asia, the desserts are generally less sweet. I would say 25 to 40% less sweet than Western desserts. And it's got a hint of cream cheese in it. So one 8 to 9 inch diameter cake may have one brick of Philadelphia cream cheese. It's really nice. Just imagine a sponge cake with a hint of cream cheese to it. It's so good. My food is cold, and thanks for tuning in, Zalin. Please let us know what country you're tuning in from. This always happens without doing the mukbang. But I enjoy talking to everyone, and you know, yeah, and I don't want to pretend you're not talking and look at my food and pretend there's no chat going on. That's, I think you want to interact, and I want to too. So the way we compromise is by me commenting on cold food. Japanese cheesecake is really good. So yes, and my husband is part British, so I'm not saying it because I'm Asian. I have an affinity towards Asian food. I think you'd enjoy it. So in Toronto, there is a Japanese cheesecake shop called Uncle Tetsu, and Uncle Tetsu is very huge in Taiwan. I suppose Japanese cheesecake made its way into Taiwan. It became popular, and a chain popped up called Uncle Tetsu, and they opened a shop in Toronto. The lineups are like 2 hours long, and there's a limit. Each customer can only buy 2 cheesecakes, and I personally haven't been in that line. I haven't tried it, but I tried the cheesecake from made by a competing bakery because the lineup wasn't 2 hours. It was only like 15 minutes, and it was so good. And at the time that shop opened up, which was just below our condo at the time, last year, my husband and I, we would frequent that shop every other week, and they're pricey. At least I find it expensive. It's a pretty airy, light cake. Like I could personally eat an entire cake or half a cake in one sitting, no problem. It's pretty light. It's not dense at all. And we realized that these are quite expensive for like 10 US dollars a pop. It's pricey. When we thought the flavors that you get are so simple. So it's made of eggs, butter, sugar, flour. That's pretty much it. It's all about technique. You have to make your meringue with the egg white and fold it into the batter carefully so that it stays fluffy and you get all the air inside of the cake. It's all about technique, and it's good. It's really, really good. If you look at my channel page, the banner, that's Japanese cheesecake. I made that, I believe, on my second stream, and I had a viewer help me because I didn't quite understand how to fold it. And based on that viewer's tip, I made the best Japanese cheesecake I've ever made. When I baked it and when I took it out of the oven, there was no cracks on the top. A good sponge cake has no cracks on the top. So there's this, I think there's this BBC show. I might be wrong. I think it's BBC. I think it's called One World Cooking or One World Kitchen. And there is a chef from Japan. I believe that chef is half Japanese, half German. And the person was showcasing, featuring green tea, Japanese cheesecake. This was over Christmas, so the theme, like the person was trying to show off something that was like Christmassy, so the cake was green. But then she put like, but then the cake came out with cracks on it, but then she covered it with frosting and strawberries, and I'm like, hey. But that's okay. I'm sure it tastes good. But a good cake has no cracks in it. Oh, I miss a lot. Most of them are very nice. This is Talks Zilk's comment. I'm not sure. No, sorry. This is Der Type to Health. I miss a lot. Most of them are very nice. Oh, okay. Okay, you're talking with Shire about choose the amount of sugar. So when I made the Swiss nut tart, I reduced the sugar in the crust by 25%. Yeah, because the filling had a lot of sugar in it anyways. Yeah, and then when I made turkey pot pie, and I used the same crust recipe, but I took out the sugar completely. You have to look it up, but often you can still bake with less sugar without impacting the result of the final product. Okay. Yeah, we do speak highly about this Japanese cheesecake. We've given it to friends. We brought some up to my parent-in-law's place. They live in Northern Ontario. They have less access to ethnic foods, and they loved it. You know, I'm gonna admit, okay, they cooked so much food for us that they didn't have room for it the first few days. And you know, we didn't want to force them, oh, eat it, like you should try this cake, because they had planned a lot for the first few days, and we didn't want to rain on the parade, because it's, you know, it's their time to shine when they're putting on, featuring a lot of food for us. And then when they tried it, so they actually said that they would save a slice for one of their neighbors. And when I saw that neighbor during our next visit, I actually asked about it because I think we were watching TV together. The neighbor came over and we were watching TV together, and that person said that looked good. I said, oh, we brought that last time. Did you like it? And it came to light that slice of cake wasn't shared. But yeah, we speak highly of it, and people we give it to, they like it. At least they pretend to in front of us. So I haven't tried the jerk chicken. I'm so surprised, because it's the very first thing I made. So the crispy chicken skin was very good. The pork skin was good. And I just like the fact that these are considered byproducts. Like, people would normally throw those out, but they're converted into something tasty, crispy, and very addictive and crunchy. So I like that. I'm always a fan of not wasting and finding new uses for different foods. Okay, now the cold jerk chicken that I'm having. Okay. So save the best for last. So the skins were really byproducts. But the jerk chicken's really, really good. And you can't go wrong when your ingredients are all good. Like, I listed them all. The Scotch bonnet, the soy sauce, the acidity, the lime juice, and the apple cider vinegar, allspice powder, 5-spice powder, nutmeg, garlic, ginger, chili oil, thyme, Thyme, the herb thyme. It just blended together. Thank you so much, Dervada Helt. I'll remember that. I'll practice that. I'll see you more, and I'll address you more, and I'll get it right. Okay, well, have a good day. We'll see you next time. Der Type de Halt. Yeah, Der Type de Halt. Thank you so much for tuning in and stopping by. And have yourself a great day, and enjoy enjoy your rest and your work the following day. Save the best for last unless you have a large family. That is right. My dad told me growing up, he had a lot of siblings. He had a really large family. He had approximately 8 siblings. And I don't know, because his family's quite large, and during one of the wars, some, didn't make it. So his family was really large. And when they served a chicken at the table, they all fought for the best piece of meat. So that's what happens. And yeah, they weren't, they weren't as privileged as our generation is. So yeah, it is a reality. It is a reality. I also visited Nepal. And when I went there, my friend who lives there, he devoted his life to volunteering, and his mission is using social media to get his friends to donate laptops that they're no longer using, and he would refurbish them. And he built a computer room for a school that was deep in a village. So he devoted his life to volunteering. I went to visit him. He's part of a Rotary Club there. They were honoring him for his contribution to the community. And he also sponsored kids to help them continue their education, help them pay their fees for school, just through, I guess, his own version of crowdsourcing, just through social media, that he's doing this great work in Nepal. And they were honoring us, and I went there to visit, so I was sort of part of that. I got in. He let me in because I'm his guest, and so I got part of that. All those recognition activities that he was a part of. And there must have been 10 of us in a dark room with no light, just candlelight in the village. And there was one chicken for all of us to share. And normally, my friend was telling me, normally there's no meat. Normally it's a luxury to have meat. So because of that, because my friend was being honored, the family was very appreciative of their daughter being able to continue school. They were serving meat, so it's a reality. We take it for granted, and it was a very, very small bird too, and every part of it was eaten. It wasn't like everyone got a drumstick, a quarter, or a breast meat. It was everything was eaten. So there were pieces that I'm not familiar with eating. So this is life. Yeah. Wow, 14 people. Okay. Yeah. I also think, I was mentioning earlier today too, that that there are benefits though of multiple generations living under one roof. So I don't, so I think, there's a lot more love, there's a lot more happiness too. I mean, people are struggling, but there's a lot of happiness too, with lots of family. Yeah. So the jerk chicken is very good, and I tasted the sauce before applying the marinade over the chicken, and the rest of the chicken is soaking in the marinade. It's going to be marinating overnight, so the flavors will just be infused throughout, and we will cook the rest of it tomorrow. And today, after the stream, I'll be... So Mr. Cook for Fun is having a birthday this week, so it's the birthday weekend. We're doing lots of cooking, but since I've either cooked these foods on the show, or I'm cooking it for the first time, or he's cooking it, we're not streaming, but we will feature photos of those foods. We're gonna make a chocolate cake. There will be a picture on Twitter. We're making Vietnamese spring rolls. We did that for Lunar New Year's on January 29th. That was a hit. That was so delicious. We had to do it again. Yeah, we have minced pork defrosting in cold water right now in the sink, because it didn't get a chance to defrost long enough in the refrigerator. And we're going to finish off the broth and take a picture of that and have that served with rice noodle, like Vietnamese rice noodle with some Thai basil and some bean sprouts. And yeah, I think that's it. And we're going out for lunch tomorrow. We're going to have dim sum, which is a Cantonese style of eating, which comprises of various tapas, lots of dumplings, rice noodle, meatballs. It's one of Mr. Cook for Fun's favorite. Yeah, he developed an interest in all kinds of food. Thank you. Thank you, Shiretown, for that. I'll let him know. I don't think he's on right now, or he would have replied. You discovered marinating food not long after becoming a college student, never turned back. Yeah. Yeah, keep cooking. There's so much to discover. I discovered a lot too on this show. I'm really grateful for the tips I got from viewers and for the request to cook foods that I've never heard of before, and just trying it and seeing how it relates to other foods that I've made. Like, I thought it was so cool when I was making schnitzel that people thought it was a Japanese dish. Yeah, the sharing is wonderful, but keep cooking and don't feel like you're restricted because of your diet. There are all kinds of foods that you can cook. The sky's the limit. Yeah, you'll never run out of ingredients or combinations of them. Yeah, you can probably make so it sounded like you were on a low carb diet, so you can probably have the jerk chicken, or jerk, jerk is just a marinade, so you can marinate other foods that you like too and have the same flavors. Yeah. I like the jerk chicken. It's so good. I probably won't finish this because yeah. But I'll drink my milk tea. I always stream with milk tea. So as you can see, my stove in the mirror in the webcam, it's not gas anymore. Our old kitchen had gas, so once we're settled in, we'll have to manage our budget because home improvements cost a lot, but we will eventually get a connection for gas. So we'll hire our gas technician to run the line from the basement to the kitchen. We'll also run a line to the backyard so that we can have a gas line for the barbecue. And so that will be done at some point. But I don't mind. I mean, before we had a gas stove in our last kitchen, I grew up using electric stove, so you can totally cook. So don't feel like you're limited. I mean, you might not get such a high heat, but you can still cook very, very good food. So don't feel like you're restricted. You often have everything you need in front of you. You just have to sometimes be creative where you don't see it right away. Yeah, but I can have rice. Okay, so you can't have rice past. Okay, so you can cook. Yeah, I know that some people make lettuce wraps. Yeah, or just serve everything on a bed of salad, on a bed of greens. You know, now you're substituting your carbs with vegetable. You can have zoodles, zucchini noodles with a spiralizer. I was making that one time for my husband. Yeah. I talk Zilk. I will finish off camera. It's just I'm feeling self-conscious. Like I would have my food in midair while I'm talking. I'm not used to eating an entire meal. I thought I served myself a small portion, but apparently it's not small enough. I need exactly one piece of everything. Oh, a spaghetti squash. I haven't tried that. I've only tried zoodles, but I've heard about spaghetti squash. Or using daikon, which is like a Asian white radish. You can use that too. Yeah, I haven't tried it. Yeah. Oh. I'm so curious, Shire Tone, about all these. I only had a gas stove for 4 months, so and I've had an electric stove or an induction stove all my life, so yeah, I don't notice the disadvantage yet because I spent such a short time using a gas stove, but I'm sure I'll notice the difference again once we switch over to gas. There are some countries that mainly have gas stoves outfitted in their kitchens, and they have to go buy the propane tank and replace it. Yeah, in Asia, gas is common. Yeah. Oh, spaghetti squash. See, I can imagine because squash is tasty. Are you talking about butternut squash? What type of squash do you use? But I can imagine that because anything in that sweet potato gourd category is quite tasty. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have the same texture as pasta. I wouldn't have that chewy al dente texture, but it would be yummy. It would be really, really good. So I'll probably be ending this stream in a few minutes. It's always hard to say bye because I really enjoy the interaction, the conversations, and the community. It's so much fun. It's so helpful in sharing. Yeah, but do let me know if you have any requests for future streams. We did have a poll one time. Yeah, and that the result of that was to do Thai food, and that was last week. But we're pretty accommodating here. If we're not, it's because I haven't found the ingredients yet. But we do try to put it in the queue. Yeah. So I know I owe Indonesian food to Shire Tone. Yeah, that's on my list. Yeah, and Gunsmith mentioned adobo and a Japanese dish too. A Japanese, I think, rice dish too. Discord, okay. Okay, I'll look into that. I have Twitter and Facebook, but if Discord is sort of the community that people sort of attends toward, I think that's quite popular on Twitch too, to use Discord. But it's a lot of fun. I'm really, I'm really glad that there's a lot of sharing. It's so much fun. Omu rice. Okay, that was it. Yes, Discord is good. Okay. Yeah. It's a voice chat. Okay. So people talk. Is it live talking or is it recorded? If it's off stream. It's voice and type. Okay. Oh, okay. I would probably, I would probably want certain members to have voice, just because you never know when there's a troll. Like typing is sort of the safer way to go. Yeah. It is live. Oh, I see. But it's not, it's live without the video. Okay. So it's almost like a live radio show, like calling in to ask the caster a question. Okay. Oh, getting to know it. That's a good idea. Okay. I love the ideas. Yeah, like massive group conversation. Okay. And I guess I would need moderators for that to keep the conversations on topic and healthy. So we're not streaming tomorrow because of Mr. Cook for Friend's birthday, but we still haven't thought of what to make for our next stream. An idea came up for chicken nuggets, and I thought about doing North American Chinese food because it's quite different from Chinese food. It doesn't even exist in Asia. North American Chinese food. They'll be like, "What? What's General Tso chicken? What's egg rolls? What's?" It doesn't exist. So that's interesting. Okay. We have moderators too. And I am looking for moderators. We have some, but people have different schedules. They come in, and I respect that. So our moderator did a good job earlier. There were tons of trolls coming in from another channel, and that moderator worked hard to ban people, to remove comments that were not part of that were not on topic. So yeah. So let me know if you're interested. Yeah. There's no strict commitment because everyone's a volunteer. It's a sharing community. I'm a volunteer too. Yeah, but it's fun. Okay, I will be ending the stream shortly. Yeah, 5 miles is nothing. Yeah. So I'll be concluding our stream. I wish you all a wonderful weekend and to enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Some of the viewers from Asia were tuning in at midnight, so they're already in bed right now. And let me know if you have more ideas. I will post once I get the Discord application or program set up. I will post it so that you'll get the update and we can continue conversations there. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay, you Gunsmith mods for other channels when you're on. Okay, well, thank you for, for the feedback on moderation. Yeah, thank you, and thanks again, Talk Zilk. Yeah, thanks for joining, and thanks for the early birthday wishes. Yeah, he'll be happy. So I'm going to sign off, and I wish you all the best. And oh, the dog is sleeping. Is he sleeping? Okay, let me have him say bye. Okay. Hi, babe. Don't growl at me. Don't growl at me. So I'm holding him funny. Okay, okay, sorry. We taught him how to sing. I'll try to feature on the show, but we can make him howl using the squeaker from his toy. My husband was blowing through it, and it made this sound, and it caused Winston to howl and sing. So that was really cool. But yeah, we'll try to get him to sing on the show, but it's not always easy to do that. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Take care. Bye.